Oh wait, sweet. I think we're live. All right, so this is a continuation of the This is Total War campaign with me playing as the Empire, as Franz, and essentially the only rule that I have to follow is that I declare war on every faction that I run into. For a recap of generally where we are right now, we have Uberstreik at currently being sieged by Ricarth. If you take a look at his army, it's mostly Dread Spears, so he's not too scary just yet. And I can wait until he attacks before I before I have to fight that battle. You have the vampire counts to the east that are coming on in, but they've recently been warded off at the cost of Franz. And over here in the far northeast, we have absolute chaos. Plague is everywhere. There's a million armies. It's a dandy old time, but I think I have a plan to work my way out of this. Kazar saying, yo, Mr. E, looking forward to this. Happy to hear, man. Let's see if I can... Oh, that's already a bad start. Let's see if we can make this work. Indeed, the Free Company militia will rise. And as part of my plan, I'm first going to merge some of my dudes and probably start recruiting some regiments of renown to sort of buff up this army and get them in shape to fight off these forces over here. My lord doesn't have any healing, but there is an Isabella over here that is tantalizingly close. I think I will actually try and snipe her for her passive, which will allow my lord to regen, which is very, very useful. So let's see if we can actually get that underway as soon as I recruit a few of the RORs. Then I think we'll be good. Probably want, some cavalry, some artillery, handgunners, a little bit more cavalry. I think this is all right. Yeah, Zintler's Reichsguard ain't too bad, indeed. Now the Luminarch and the Black Lions, a little bit more expensive. I don't know if I want to take those just yet. As you can see, I basically have no money here. But the other option is just Man-Eaters. So maybe I will go with these war wagons. This is going to be rather expensive. I won't be able to really recruit another army at Altdorf until I make back a ton more money. But if I can win this, it's going to be a really good position. That's decisive victory already. Sweet. And it says I won't lose any units. So... Or casualties low at any rate. So we'll go ahead and take that. Very nice. Everything survived. And that means I should be able to get that passive. Fingers crossed. There we go. Regeneration. That is exactly what we needed at this point in the campaign. So... Now I can go ahead and buff up this guy. Give him just a little bit more HP to survive. And then I believe we can just pass the turn from here. Wolfenburg might end up going down because it has absolutely no army there. But I'm happy to just hold this location for now. Isabella gets no respect, yeah. I saw the tariff video on it recently. Everyone's out for that passive. But okay, so that's pretty good. That's a nice start, but really it depends on what happens during the end turn. If Boris decides to come on in and ruin my day, then we're gonna have a few issues. But let's go ahead and see. Will we lose immediately after clicking the end turn button? I presume not, but you never know. We have a pretty elite army over there in the northeast, but it is our only army, and they will probably have to return home to try and support the rest of my forces. Alright, this is just a basic siege battle. I have no chance of winning this or really doing any damage back, so we can go ahead and auto-resolve that. Okay, so basically the goal for today is just to get into a stable... Oh, whoopsie daisies. I don't know what I clicked. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, we just want to get into a stable situation. Let's see. Man, they should really disable the buttons for like a half second while when the thing pops up. It's not great. Also, we're still getting a little bit of lag. Some beep boop. Oh no. I'll probably have to change my bit rate. Maybe it's a little bit too high. But it might just fluctuate again today. We shall see. Yeah, demand return. Hey, trust this. Hello. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and close a few apps. That might help things out a bit too. Close all the unnecessary programs. Okay, hopefully that speeds things up a little bit. Now, let's see what's going on in chat. So we still got this guy. His army is completely ravaged. As for this settlement, also quite beat up, but I think what I could do, I could start taking fights over here, right? Beating out these Empire forces and pushing them back, buying me a little bit more space. The plague ends in 1 turn, so I just need to survive just that 1 turn. And if I can farm any amount of regeneration, that would be amazing. Alternatively, there's not a lot going on over here, so perhaps I can sack, Middenstag and then return home. It does feel pretty good, but I might lose this settlement if I do so. Let's see, how much movement is that? 30? That's not good. Mercy raid again? Oh my gosh, Mercy, thank you so much. He's I checked out his channel the other day. He does a lot of campaign stuff. Quite a few streams actually, so something to check out for sure. If you're watching on the VOD, although I presume most of you guys are from Mercy's channel. So let's go ahead and take... Oh man, if I take this fight, we have this army over here. That's going to be a pain. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alternatively, I can go right here and set up a really nice ambush. I feel like that might be my option for today. We'll do it like that, and then hope that they move in and attack me. Hi, at Enticity. This is Total War. This is Total War with Carl. Sounds a bit more different than a lot of other lords / factions. Does it? Does it? Oh, we got the bots again. I still need to find some moderators. Hopefully the bots don't spam out too much. But okay. I just need to survive 1 more turn, and the plague will be gone, and then I can get my replenishment. I might even attack the Brass Keep next turn, since there doesn't seem to be any armies there. And from there, we may be okay. That's all we need, 1 turn of replenishment, as always. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and ban that bot. Report. It's spam. Get out of there. Okay. But yeah, I did a poll recently on on what people thought would end this campaign. Most of the people said that they always have pictures of girl names. Oh dear. But yeah, most people... Oh, we didn't get the ambush. That's unfortunate. But we can fight this. What, it's just mostly mortars? Yeah, that's fine. We can win this. Yeah, most people said that they thought the dwarves would be the end of me. And I feel like there's probably a decent chance at that. But I think as soon as I can get to tier 4 or tier 3, getting a little bit of artillery in there will help a lot versus them. You wondered at first why the Imperial fealty is at -7, but then you read the description. Yep, everyone hates me. All right, now what do we got? We have just a bunch of artillery here, and then I have my little my token forces. This garrison is manned by 20 men. The rest died to plague. I don't even know if they can capture these towers. There's so few of them. Let's just do this, and they're sort of here just to stall, to make it so that the mortars miss a few shots, while my actual main army gets into the fight. All right. Oh, they're advertising with cute girls and boys. Oh, wow, what an upgrade. All right, so we got this guy. He finally has regeneration. Look at that, amazing. We just have to make sure he doesn't get sniped out in some terrible way. In the meantime, I can probably spam Shem's Burning Gaze. this missile spell is actually rather strong, and it should be able to nearly one-shot one of the war wagons. It might be able to kill it outright. Oh my gosh, speaking of killing outright, that's not good. Okay, so no more overcasting for him. Oh boy, he got hit again. Alright, 200 HP, no problem, no problem. See, I was thinking that would happen at the last second, but I did not cancel the ability in time. Alright, let's get my lord over here. I have a bunch of cavalry that I need to manage. They're going to take over here to defend the gate. Meanwhile, my caster, he's going to deal with the ranged units, since they have the highest chance of causing me issues here. Let's see, as for my own range units, they're going to camp the capture point. That's probably a very safe position for them. And as for my lord, I guess he'll also head over to the capture point. We can mostly just hold that position and probably be fine. The artillery crew can move there too, but it's going to be a little bit slow. Let's protect them with some free company militia. If only he was a life wizard, indeed. But hey, we got some banishments, which is pretty nice. I think since these guys are climbing the walls, I should be able to win that fight quite handily too. So I'm not too worried. Those handgunners in the distance shouldn't be a problem. Actually, there aren't too many infantry forces here in the first place, so this fight shouldn't go too badly as long as I don't make another terrible mistake like that one. Alright, then I can go ahead and cast Barona's Time Warp. Really nice ability for for extra stat boosts. It's decent since I can't cast a lot of other spells on the walls. Alright, sweet. We even have the Free Company Militia firing onto the walls, but there's a bunch of archers there now, so I'll probably need to retreat. And actually, one minor problem. If I lose all of my guys in the garrison, the settlement will no longer be defended. So to make sure that doesn't happen, I'm just going to pull these guys back, and they're just going to hold the fort when the next army shows up. Alright, so that's pretty good. My lord has just been regenerating. That's very nice for him. A couple unit of handgunners are coming in too, so they'll be facing my they'll be facing my Free Company Militia in a second. For those of you that haven't caught the previous campaigns, these guys are being buffed up on many fronts, but specifically by my lord, it boosts their speed to 45 speed, and they also have a pretty nice charge bonus, which is really nice. So that's generally what's been carrying me throughout the campaign so far. Alright, so I think that's all the artillery down. Hopefully I'll be able to even steal some artillery pieces, but I'm not sure if I have the space to do so just yet. I might actually have to lose a few units to get there. But I guess preferably I'd rather not lose units since they're about to get a ton of replenishment. Oh yeah, free company militia are real cool. It's one of the few hybrid infantry units in the entire game. Excuse me. Sorry, I need to drink more water. My voice is like super hoarse. Alright, that should be a little bit better. Okay, so let's take a look at my lord. He is finally healthy enough to start picking a few fights. That's always quite nice. We've chased off all of the artillery, and I think our enemy army should be hitting army losses in just a second. Super horse. Amazing. Alright, and that steam tank too has just been hard carrying me for the entire campaign. It's a really nice option for sniping out enemy lords, as its artillery shot is actually rather accurate. So I'll be using that to get some damage on this guy as he comes on in. A couple shots from my range units too should definitely help. And of course my own lord moving on in. Should be able to finish him nice and quickly. There we go. I'm surprised the enemy hasn't hit army losses yet. Maybe it's the war wagons, who knows. But I'm happy that I had cavalry, though. Without them, it definitely would have been pretty rough. These guys are really nice for just catching out the AI whenever it makes some sort of terrible mistake or is out of position. Overall, the cavalry isn't great in a direct fight, but for chasing off units, it's quite nice. Alright, sweet. And I do want to run them down just a little bit, just to make sure that he doesn't come back later and cause any issues. But a nice way to start the day, close victory. If we had lost that battle, the campaign would have been in a very bad position. But we only lost a handful of units. We got some regeneration on our lord. I think we're okay. Alright, a nice 0 kills on all the mortars. Now, will we be able to steal one? I don't think so. I think we were at a 20 stack, yeah. We did lose some Free Company militia, sadly, but we can make do. We can make do. We can always recruit more. And that guy's pushed back. The second army moves in. This time fighting this main army. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of dudes. Alright, so now I have to decide if I actually want to fight this. I could simply retreat and let the garrison fall. And honestly, I'm pretty tempted. This is a very scary army. However, I think I might actually... I'll get a little bit of a... Ooh, it's real sketchy because I might lose my my wizard. But I might do a little bit of a fight and retreat strategy. I think that should help me out a little bit. If I can kill the artillery too, that would make it where they can't actually attack my settlement garrison. But I think because the walls are broken, they can still attack it. Honestly, I'm very tempted to just retreat. It's a little bit of a risky fight, but I do want the regeneration. So let's go ahead and take that. Stealth artillery is a weird mechanic. Which artillery is stealth artillery? Is that on my guys or their guys? This is Total War campaign. There is no difference. I think I have it in the description, but not actually in the title. It's just so that the title and thumbnail are a little bit more exciting is all. But okay, first things first, I want this guy to get some early preliminary damage. So that means probably some soul fires on this group of spears and so on here. He's gonna take a few shots from the enemy lord. Maybe I can snipe him out though. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Stealing artillery. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird mechanic. It's weird that you can't exactly control it super well, but I think it's sort of fun. Alright, so that's a pretty good initial soul fire. My lord is taking a lot of damage though from theirs, so I'll probably want to pull away. Seems like he doesn't have a whole ton of mass, so he's having a hard time squeezing through all that infantry, but hopefully he can escape without too much issue. And then, as long as I can get a little bit of damage on their general, I'll feel a little bit okay about this position. Meanwhile, these guys are going to be getting hit by artillery. I guess I'll get the steam tank, and it's going to focus fire their lord. My wizard, he's going to move up too, but I have to be very careful with him to make sure he doesn't get caught out. Because if he dies, that does make things a lot more scary. Stealth artillery, aka skink chiefs. Maybe. I think a Lithanar would actually be pretty up there in terms of what you would consider stealth artillery. Now, this trait has gone terribly with my lord. He's only done a little bit of damage to the spearmen, but guys on horses can sometimes have a really hard time hitting foot heroes, as they essentially just keep getting knocked around. And that makes it where they can avoid quite a few shots. Alright, now, while avoiding these Free Company militia, I'll get this one cast of banishment off. That should take out quite a few guys. As for my lord, he's going to run away, simply to farm a little bit of replenishment. And then on over here, I think it's about time we packed up and started heading out. I definitely don't want to take this fight. Even though I could trade pretty well here, it's still not exactly a good fight if it can be avoided, which I think it could be. If I could catch out that unit of artillery, though, maybe I can make this worth my time a little bit more. So I'll go ahead and send my lord over there, and hopefully he can get some damage in. Meanwhile, the steam tank did pretty good against the enemy lord, too. So that's feeling alright. Let's go ahead and get some stutter micro in, too. Hopefully we can land that hit. I think it just barely missed. But at least there's another banishment on the way, which will do me just fine. I wonder if I'll lose any of these infantry units, since they're already at pretty low HP. I might actually lose a few of them since they're below 10%. That would be a little bit unfortunate, but as long as I don't lose too many, I think I'll be okay. Free Company Militia are getting in range though, and I think it's time we pack up and leave. Get out of there! And we'll see how if army losses kicks in. If it doesn't, I can do some shenanigans with my lord for a bit, but I presume it will. Thwart can get stealthy artillery through the flesh lab. That's pretty crazy. Although it doesn't seem too useful, but oh my gosh, the steam tank just exploded as it ran off the map. That was strange. It does have an ability that activates only when it's not alive, so I guess technically it wasn't. It's still very strange though. So we still got pretty decent kills. Took out about 200 units, but mostly I want to retreat for the safety of this army. And then if I can just snipe a settlement, then we'll be looking a lot better. Okay, we lost an artillery piece, but that's not too terrible. Yeah, they took the settlement. So I'll still have to find a place to actually get my replenishment off. But it seems like at the very least my army isn't dead. And I can be happy with that. Let's demand the return of the settlement. And now we can look for a place to settle. So, Brass Keep is conspicuously close to this guy. I guess that makes it not exactly a safe target that I want to go for. But the real question is, where is a safe place for me to run to? I could run all the way to Middenheim. Honestly, it's pretty far away. And all these guys are over here. There's a chance that I can swoop in and capture Middenheim. And then try and get a turn of replenishment over there. It seems like it might have to be it. Of course, it could be an army here that decides to siege it. Let's go ahead and see the strength of these guys. It seems that they're vastly stronger than me, but it really all depends on if they have guys there. Alternatively, I can run to the river and then try to sail back to Altdorf. And I think that feels like a little bit of a safer maneuver. So let's go ahead and try that. Fire Wizard would be so good. Oh, yes. Yeah, for sure. But we don't have them. Let's see. I think this is a fairly safe place. I could also march into Altdorf. And that could do me some good too, actually. Let's see. I want to recruit a lord here, but I simply cannot afford it just yet. It costs me... Oh, I could recruit Gotrek. Okay. That helps out the tiniest bit. And our battered army retreating from the north can finally meet up with the guys at home. Oh, we have an imminent rebellion too. That's okay. We can live with that. Let's just get back home. And let's see. I could probably disband a few of those guys and recruit some more guys here. I think some basic archers will be fine. And then if we need the money, we can disband a few of these guys. But I'd rather heal up as many of them as I can. Oh boy! Oh boy, it's scary. What do we got? Ah, Siege Battle. Wonderful. This one is actually just a free money grab. Rakarth is a bit of a beast. He's gonna take a bit to actually take out, as he also has a potion of healing. But we have a Bright Wizard, finally, with Burning Head. So I think these guys will be able to do just fine. Alright. Hopefully we don't just die to Rakarth as this campaign goes longer. I think the Dark Elves, they seem like the tech is really low right now. They're sort of just stuck on Corsair tech. But for me, it's it's getting a little bit sketchy. I just need a couple turns of replenishment, though. It really just was that one plague that did so much damage. All right. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. All right, now what are we looking at here? I need to get my wizard right on over here so that he can cast those chunky burning heads. Rekarth is over here, so I guess I can sort of ignore him for a while. My main kill squad will hang out over here, and let's see, I don't really need to hold them on the walls either. I can simply move my troops out of the way as needed. As for these outriders, or the outriders, I can use them to shoot up the manticore. And I'll probably take a unit of halberdiers and have them hold that area so that the outriders are a little bit more comfortable. That way if the manticore lands, they should be just fine. As for my range units, do I want to hold the walls with them? Honestly, the walls are not a terrible place to hold right now. Alternatively, I can also be holding the courtyard, which would do me quite good, as I can get some really good crossfire with my handguns here. Spill in with a couple units of halberdiers, and I'll be just fine. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's go ahead and get these outriders out of here. And hopefully they can harass Rekarth a little bit too. That would be quite nice. The Uberschreik 5. I'm saying that incorrectly, but eventually I'll get there. For Bibalea, indeed. Although isn't that a dwarf line? I feel like it is. And the dwarves are not our friends for this campaign. Oh man, I can't wait to finally get some burning head casts though. It's been far too long, guys. Far too long. Alright, so this early stage is not much to do. We're sort of just waiting for the artillery to do well. Looks like my outriders are doing quite well for themselves though. And in the meantime, we can finally get the first burning head cast of the entire campaign. And it's absolutely amazing. Glorious, glorious burning head. How I've longed for this spell for so long. That's going to be quite useful. In the meantime, Manticore gets rampaged. We'll go ahead and position like so. And these guys are simply going to wait for the enemy army to man the walls. Now, they might try to slip past to try and get to my capture point. If they do, we will just have to retreat to get there on time, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. As for my artillery piece, it'll do great firing in onto the wall over there. And with the Manticore mostly dead, I'm feeling okay. Alright, do any of these guys have abilities? It doesn't look like it, unfortunately. But that's completely fine. This looks spicy. It is spicy. We're surrounded by enemies. Alright, I think I can get another pretty juicy burning head here on all of these Corsairs. These battering rams just running off into the distance for who knows why. And that's going to be pretty chunky. Even though Corsairs are rather tanky, they still have a pretty hard time versus burning head, even with 80 armor. Still quite good. And we got these guys engaged over here. That is really good for my crossbows. And I think I'm going to pull down one of these swordsmen so that they can pin the infantry for my handguns to get their work done. Looks like Rekarth too is moving for the capture point. I'll have to make sure I deal with him. And that does make things a little bit more interesting now, doesn't it? Rekarth he's making the mad dash for the capture point. I do have my cavalry coming in there. And I have a couple halberdiers moving in too. But man, is he speedy. He seems very speedy. So let's see if I can pull some of my heroes to get over there and hopefully deal with him. It's a squad of 5, so I think they'll be okay. Meanwhile, the Bright Wizard's gonna have to evacuate from the walls. And they have breached the main entrance. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary, but we have our halberdiers over here. And we have our kill squad moving on to Rekarth now. And they're not capturing the point just yet because of my wonderful outriders, who are holding the point. Alright, what are we looking at here? We have the handgunners. They're firing in on the dread spears. That's really good. Another burning head on those Corsairs. Will get me a really long way. And I need to get over here as soon as possible. Let's see. I guess I might want to even pull in some handgunners. I'm not sure. I wasn't expecting him to pour this many units into the backside, but it's actually a little bit bad. Let's see. These halberdiers will do okay. But I think I might need to start pulling in some handgunners back here to hold the point. As for Karth, he's going to be an absolute beast. All of my heroes are unleveled, so I sort of just have to kite him right now. It's a little bit scary over here. The front line's holding decently. Looks like my infantry's doing okay, but I might have botched this settlement defense. Oh no, not like this. Let's see, we do still have the mortar, and it's going to fire point blank into this blob over here. That's going to help out a lot. My hero squad is doing decently against Karth. I think he still has his heal, which makes him oh so terrifying. And as for my burning heads, a little bit sketchy, Let's get these crossbows to continue shooting. Our handgunners are nearly here on the backside. We've held the point a little bit longer yet with the help of my heroes. But it's all up to these handgunners, really, and how well they can do. Looks like my artillery piece is doing okay. We'll have it focus fire those guys a little bit more. But maybe I should have just defended the main point. Oh dear, Karth is actually just an absolute beast right now. He's quite well leveled. It looks like this is down. You think the Witchfinder needs to go ping Karth? Yeah. Although Witchfinder is definitely a bit of a strange name for him. Let's go ahead and get the Bright Wizard over there and try and burn a few more Dark Elves before we lose the settlement. Hey, human boy, how's it going? Hope things are well for you. You support team hundreds of spears. For sure they aren't compensating for anything. Indeed, definitely not. Oh boy, we're gonna hit army losses real soon. Oh, I knew I should have blobbed up. It's fine, we can recover. But can I catch out a couple dread spears? We've got a nice burning head. And it looks like their positioning got them into a safe spot. Alright. We'll give it a GG. Good job, Karth. But we still have Altdorf. As for our handguns, they're actually still holding, surprisingly enough. And we did pretty good damage, although holding the walls is always a bit of a risky affair. Another burning head just to send them a little bit of a parting gift. I think that's the last burning head I have in my inventory. I'll send in the heroes too. And then we'll have to set up plans to recapture the settlement away from Karth. Alright. Let's see, losses were pretty even. Man, I'm really surprised how well he just ramboed into there. Oh man. I guess the AI does know a little bit of what they're doing. We did kill the Manticore at least. We killed Karth's starting Manticore. I think it is starting, maybe not actually, but we took out one of his big single entities. That will make things a little bit easier later on. But he does have the settlement now. Alright, now things are going to hinge on how well this guy does. Of course, our main capital, Altdorf, even if it does get sieged, it should be able to win a good number of fights, I think. Hopefully. I guess we'll see. As for this army, I don't really want to fight it. We should be far enough away where they can't catch me. Thank goodness. And I can simply move in and deal with the vampire counts now. Oh my goodness, this campaign. It gets spicier by the second. Alright. I do not want to allow Hochland to get another big settlement. I'm going to lock them into the Brass Keep. Make it a little bit harder for them. And then as for my lord, he is going to go on over here. Try and deal with the vampire counts. Oh, wait. So I think a fight here with Gotrek should be able to beat him. Yep. Apparently low casualties, but we will still be losing, guys. Honestly, that's not too terrible. I could deal with that. There we go. I'm going to go for the money, as that is extremely important here. And then what I need to do is I need to try and get just the slightest amount of replenishment with this guy. His army is so battered. I guess I'm going to move Gotrek outside of the city. He's going to move on into it. We're going to go ahead and recruit anything that we can. I think I can only really recruit the ogre mercenaries here. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then Gotrek is going to lie in ambush in case anyone decides to disrupt my replenishment. Oh my goodness, this is getting stressful. Are we down to 1 settlement? That's pretty spicy. Oh, whoops. I don't want to give him a warhorse. He doesn't need that. How badly hurt is the Altdorf garrison? It's okay. They're at pretty high HP, so if someone does try to take a fight here, they will need a pretty large army to do well. Alright, as for our infantry, I guess we'll upgrade our halberdiers. And as for Gotrek, he doesn't really have many more units he can recruit. So this is it. He's lying in ambush. Oh boy. Oh boy, this just got real scary. We are missing a lot of strength here. I don't know if these guys can actually reach Altdorf to attack me yet, but we'll see. We shall see. Overall, the thing I'm worried about the most is probably the vampire counts, but we did just beat them. So as long as Grumberg doesn't come in and try to finish me off, we'll be okay. Alternatively, Gotrek might be able to just ambush them outright, and that would also be really good for us. I think Rakarth is a bit too far away also. Okay. The vampire counts didn't move into attack, but Lewin comes on in. It's fine though, it's an ambush, but that is a huge army. That is a lot of cavalry. What do we have? We have our light wizard, we have a steam tank and some artillery. I think we'll be okay. We'll give Gotrek leadership just cuz. And we're going to fight the battle. Oh boy, Lewin wants to fight. Oh my gosh. We might not even lose to the dwarves. How tragic would that be? I think this fight should be fine though. It's mostly just the... As long as there's no second army that moves in, we'll be alright. The questing knights are too much? I don't think so. I don't think so. We'll have our backs to the wall here, which should help us out. Not to mention a ton of really juicy banishments. Now, he is in the air. Makes him a little bit easier to shoot, but it's alright. Breaking news, Bretonia has a lot of cavalry. Indeed. Oh man. More on the situation as it develops. Yep. But we got a pretty nice hero squad. We got our caster. We're going to take up a position by this white line. Should help make sure that we don't get flanked super hard. We have a ton of artillery and a steam tank, which will be able to pick off at a lot of these guys too. Ambush AI should be fine. Yeah, if the AI derps out a little bit, that will buy us a good amount of time for sure. Let's go ahead and get my cavalry too to defend the flanks. We have a couple man-eaters, that definitely helps. And it looks like the AI, nice. They're not aggressive, which is really nice for me. Hey, and Jack Mitzel. You may be a little trouble on this run, but whatever. YOLO, more late streaming starts. Yep. It's a little bit sketchy, but I feel like we're not in ruins just yet. We'll have to lose this fight first, and then we'll be in ruins. So I'm going to position right over here, so that we have a really good lane to fire in on the enemy. Our light wizard, he's been through a lot, but I think he'll be able to just barely keep it together. And for my artillery pieces, I just have to make sure I don't aggro any of the Bretonians just yet. These cannons can hole up over here. They're going to have guard mode on. Got our ranged core ready to defend the back line. Oh boy. This is such a sketchy fight. Alright, let's just line on up. Cavalry will take to the center for now, and I need my infantry sort of boxed up like this. I don't really need a tight gap with a lot of my guys, since the AI will generally aggro onto your guys once they have their flank. how do you save formations and move them in the same formation? You hold Alt and then you drag. And then you can hit Control and move left and right to rotate. Always a very useful tip. All right, here we go. I'm going to get, as soon as my cannons are in position, they can start picking off a few guys. The infantry here are basically a non-issue. I don't have to worry about them really in the slightest, as honestly, the infantry for Bretonia, the 2 mortars will probably be able to pick them all off. No problem. Let's go ahead and get the mortars in the back. Light Wizard will be supporting with his nets. Here we go. Chris Edwards saying good luck, man. Yeah, we might need it. We might finally need some of that luck that everyone's been talking about. Our gunners are going to get into position, and the steam tank away can begin firing. Here we go. Questing Knights are pretty scary. They're not the most devastating cavalry unit in the world, though. That would be Grail Guardians and so on. And we do have quite a bit of artillery, which will do a lot of damage to them. I'm hoping I can get the Bretonians to move in on sort of a staggered approach. That would probably help me out the most. Check out Party Elites guides for battle in Warhammer 2. Maybe. I remember seeing that a long time ago. But nice. We got a little bit of a staggered formation here. This is generally good to make sure if any Bretonian Knights do manage to slip in, they won't be able to cause too much damage. And so far the steam tank is doing pretty good work. Oh, there are some Grail Knights over here though that I definitely want to be finishing off. And let's see, what's this? Just a Grail Relique. Not too much of a problem. Alright. Now, preferably if the AI just doesn't move for the entire battle, that would also be quite good. But presumably they're eventually going to move towards me. Check out Tariffs guides for the best Warhammer lore references. Yeah, there you go. You guys know what's up. Will the handgunners really be able to shoot from the back? Not immediately. They'll be there mostly to shoot at the flanks. Also, wow, the AI is terrible when they're getting ambushed. Look at this. Maybe this is the strat. We'll just ambush the AI to death. Ambush bug, you think? Well, I'll take it. This campaign is looking super rough. Once I get them low enough, I can move in with the rest of my artillery and I'll be okay. I'm softening them all up too to make them all a little bit easier to route. And then if I can hit them with the banishment, that would be really good. Check out Legend of Total War's Turn 20 guide for Empire. Oh my gosh, you guys. Never see the AI move when you ambush them. Alright, I guess we just broke the AI. This is a pro strat. But will we have enough ammunition to actually, you know, to finish off this battle? I think we will, but we will have to bring in the artillery, which makes things a little bit more sketchy indeed. But I can begin firing at them with the war wagons, and then we might be okay. We might have done it with the power of broken AI. As long as you don't get close to them, they legit do nothing. Amazing. Be careful of getting too close. All right. Apparently, you guys know what's up. I haven't seen this happen before, but yeah, nice. We get to just continuously take pot shots. This is nice, you know? This is very low stress. Oh, we got too close. All right, here they come. Oh, no, just one unit of questing knights. I'll take it. I will take it. Oh my gosh, yes, please. Let's get my artillery. Yep, they're in guard mode. Very nice. All right, just the single unit of questing knights. Trying to play the part of heroes. There we go, handgunners ripping a volley into them. And they're gonna be out. Sweet. Alright, this is exactly what we needed. Hellblasters can move on back up, and then we can keep on picking off a few targets. They'll use cavalry still in most cases. You mean like in this situation or what? So right now it seems like things are going alright. I'm not too worried about ammunition on my artillery either. Oh, here come more. Alright, I think we aggroed them. Okay, so I cannot overcast Net of Ammontok for risk of exploding my caster. That's going to make things pretty spicy, isn't it? I think my war wagons might just barely be able to escape. What are these? Mounted yeomen? That's not terrifying in the slightest. So I can simply pull on backwards and then get my heroes into the fight. If I can blob them up on my heroes, one banishment should be able to more or less take them out here. And the mounted yeomen shouldn't be any problem. My heroes are in on the action. All these guys are hanging back for whatever reason. Alright, nice. Let's get these guys over here. Alright, so these questing knights are moving on in. I will be able to get a pretty nice surround on them, so I'm not too worried about that. Looks like my gunners are getting some pretty nice trades too. And I am going to hit these questing knights with the net, just to make sure that they don't get too devastating a charge on my forces, but maybe I'm a little bit too slow on the draw. Yeah, it looks like it, but at the very least I can hit them up with the juicy banishment, and that'll be able to finish them off. You know, lance formation is basically supposed to be equivalent to things like martial mastery. Oh, is it? Wow, that's disappointing. Yeah, lance formation is, well, you know, it's a game one thing. You can't expect many things in game one to be amazing. But, yeah, unfortunately, lance formation just is not really the strongest ability in the world. That's sort of an understatement by a vast amount, but... yeah, poor lance formation. Barely anyone uses it in multiplayer. I don't know if anyone bothers to use it in single player either. But yeah, generally it's not too great. But nice, I think we managed to win this battle off the backs of ambush cheese. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and pull these guys back. We got the man-eaters. Fun fact, man-eaters have as long range as a normal unit of handguns, just because their pistols are basically handguns. Alright, so that's the mounted yeomen down. You can now pull up with the war wagons again, finish off the rest of these knights, and we'll be okay. You've heard lance formation actually makes cavalry take more damage because it gets surrounded. Yeah, it can really put them in a bad position if you're not careful. It's a shame. It's a shame that lance formation isn't better, but there you go. Hey, Matt, thank you very much. All right, here we go. Let's do a little bit of cleanup. What are these Grail Knights? We can definitely win against those. Man, I am so happy I decided to ambush, because this army would be really scary otherwise. If it was a siege battle, it wouldn't be terrible, but in an open field against massed cavalry, that's real scary. Why not the mortars? They have better range. I could, but I don't want to move away from my very defensible position in the back there. Let's see, my cannon, you know, I'll wait for them to get a little bit closer. Alright, so that's a war wagon empty. We can back that up a little bit. I guess I'll use my light wizard. Park them right outside of the range of those archers and see if I can get a good old banishment going. Oh, whoa, archers trying to kill him at ×4 speed. Very scary. I guess I'll just have to get in there just a little bit. And there we go. Oh, did I proc them to attack? Maybe. Maybe? Nope, looks like the AI is still broken. Wonderful. So that's one banishment out of the way. I can move up with my artillery now and have them start picking off at a few units. And then we can simply get another big old banishment in there. Banishment is really nice. It does well against cavalry, but I'm a little bit worried that they'll reposition and dodge most of it. So I'll just hit the edge of the formation here. Alright, looks like that worked out pretty well. How's my artillery doing? Finally in range. Which means I can now start picking off units with my cannons, specifically the Grail Knights, as they're probably the scariest threat here. My mortars can begin scooting on up too to hit the infantry. Then we will be a-okay. Ambush battle? Yeah, it's an ambush battle. AI got a little bit bugged out, but we're in a little bit of a scary situation in the campaign right now, so I'm doing what must be done. Yeah, AI not very smart, apparently. There we go. They're blobbing up a little bit too. Let's see if I can get another big old banishment in there. Dodge with this guy. And sweet. Alright. How much HP does he have? 160? Not even close. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's those guys routed. I think it's just Lewin at this point. I can even move with my range units now. In case he does come close, I can just nuke him with all of that firepower. But looks like army loss is gonna get him. Alright. Not even a scary battle. The fact that it took so long despite the AI not moving is a bad sign for us. Rename the steam tank after the fight? What name do you want to give it? There's a couple good ones probably. Alright. So pretty good. They still managed to get 2 kills despite the fight. And we managed to friendly fire another 7, but what can you do? Let's go ahead and pick up the money so that we can recruit a few more forces and see if anyone else is going to move in. All the major factions are done, but Talib Clan? Yes, Talib Clan didn't move in to finish the job. Oh, thank goodness. This is a PG-13 channel? I don't know. I don't have the thing marketing. Like on YouTube, there's a thing you can click to say that your videos are for kids. But if you do that, then the chat doesn't show up, which obviously is a little bit of a downside. So, but overall, I like to stay family friendly if that's what you're asking. But nice, we finally got the 1 turn of replenishment that we wanted, and now we can just camp out at our main settlement and sort of just rebuild our forces. We have a ton of guys over here. Let's go ahead and disperse a little bit. Even have Felix, who should definitely join the army. And then we have our heroes, who can do a bit of scouting. Oh, Nelly. Definitely quite scary. You really needed that Imperial authority. Yeah, totally. Okay. Now, this guy's a little bit scary. He has a bunch of cavalry. Of course, we have a good amount of anti-cavalry. And for the first time in what feels like forever, the steam tank finally is getting healed a little bit. I would recruit the Luminarch, but it's actually just so expensive. I don't really want it. Yeah, I'm actually going to opt not to get the Luminarch just yet. Instead, let's just fight this rebellion and clear them out. Casualties low. I have no idea why. I guess it's because my army is insanely expensive. I'll take it. I guess I have some pretty elite cavalry too. Alright, sweet. Give me that money. Yes, please. Okay, and then I can go ahead and finish off Lewin's army. So I definitely don't want him to come back and cause issues. This should be an auto-resolve too, yep. Sweet. We'll pick up a little bit more money too. You should try your best to hit -10 fealty for the ultimate war declaration. I was there before. I can't declare war on any more elector counts. They're already at war with me. But yeah, I don't know if it gives you... Because if you hover it, this one says it gives you minus leadership and so on, but this one doesn't. So does that mean it's actually better to be at -10? Preferably, I'd manage to get back all the way to absolute fealty for that extra tax. Honestly, I don't think it would be impossible, but it would be pretty silly, I would say. Alright, now for my lord, I could buff his armor. And actually, buffing his armor is decent against the chaff that we'll be running into. Alternatively, this is pretty good, local recruitment capacity. And being able to recruit just 1 more unit might be the difference between losing and winning. So I'll go ahead and stick with that. And for my army, I'm still going to stick with Free Company Militia. They're the most expensive unit I can recruit right now. So that should be quite useful. As for Gotrek, he is going to go ahead and ambush. That'll make him quite a bit stronger there. And will I use global recruitment? I don't think I really need it just yet. Alright, and the hope is that Recart decides to move on up here and we'll be able to fight him. Okay, we're stabilizing, guys. We're stabilizing at 1 settlement. I really want to deal with Recart. He is such a pain, but he doesn't have any territories that are worth capturing yet. That's the thing that makes him really annoying here. Maybe I will opt for that Marienburg defense. Maybe I will. Karl the Mad, indeed. He'll be known as Rabid Franz in the history books. I wouldn't be surprised. Unless he wins. If he manages to win the whole thing, he'll be known as the man that united the Empire. Alright. However many steam tanks you've lost. Maybe Rakarth has territories worth sacking? Ah, that's true. I could run around and just continuously sack. What do we have here? The vampire counts. They're back at it again. Here to cause a few issues with their undead tide. They opt for a pretty heavy cavalry. Like, they often go for heavy cavalry armies. Really annoying. Just have to see if I can manage that. Boris, meanwhile, up north is a bit scary. So we have 3 different factions that are out for my blood. This guy, though, at the very least, has pretty nice ambush chance. So I think I'll use him as my main ambusher. And then I can pick up a few of his guys with Gotrek. Actually, I don't need to. Gotrek can chill in the main settlement. And he can start recruiting units too. How long do I have him for? 7 turns before he runs? That's sort of sketchy. And in the meantime, I can also... that's a bit expensive. I'm not going to assault units just yet. Well, let's see how things are looking in the distant lands. We got Rakarth, mostly Dread Spears. We have about 3 armies of undead that I'll be able to start fighting with this army as soon as I get my recruiting done. And I'm feeling like maybe I should push back the undead, you know, since they're able to settle directly over here, it makes them reinforce much easier. But if they have to come all the way from Castle Drakenhof, that'll make my life just that bit easier. So I think that's going to be the plan. I could also recruit some flagellants, maybe. A little bit expensive, but not a terrible option. In fact, perhaps I can pick off the undead now while they're separated. I don't know what's over here, though, which makes things super sketchy. So I'll stick with my ambush strat for now. Alright, in the meantime, I'm going to try something. Boris, please be my friend. You know, we're at 4 fealty with each other. Maybe if I just improve our relations a ton with my thousands and thousands of imperial authority, he'll decide to be friends with me. What are we looking at? Yep, 232. I'm hoping that makes him hold off on the attacks for just a tiny bit. Okay, now we move on to the end turn. Can you cheese Gotrek and Felix to never leave you? Or you can cheese it, apparently. I did not know. What's the strat? Do you have to get them wounded or something? Oh, he went somewhere. Oh, he saw my ambush. Good for him. But he decided not to attack, which is interesting. Maybe that's actually weird. Did the AI move like directly outside of my ambush range? I don't know what happened there, but that definitely seems like a misplay on the AI's part. I'll take it though. How did the campaign go so wrong? Well, it started on turn 1 when I declared war on everyone. At Enticity, you should save your prestige in order to get the 10% movement range later on. Oh, that's pretty cool. How does that work? You need to own the entire empire for that to trigger or something? Alright, let's get those free company militia. Let's show them who's boss. Decisive victory. I'll take it. There we go. We'll get our paycheck from them. And then I can start thinking about recapturing some territory. Oh great, we got the Barrow Legion moving on here too. Just infinite undead. But at the very least, I think Altdorf is going to be... we can probably get to tier 4 soon. In like forever. Let's see. I might want to upgrade this too. We can get Huntsmen. They're pretty good. Yeah, free company auto-resolve is pretty crazy. Of course, I also have like, you know, a steam tank. And I also have expensive units. I have the war wagons, Regiment of Renown. So it's definitely not a cheap army by any means. At Enticity, after a while, you get the option to gain 4 authority, some trade bonus, something else in movement range. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'll try it out eventually. This guy needs to scout out to the east to see if we're going to get ambushed. It seems like that's a no. Which means I can move on and possibly capture Nuln with this army. It's a bit too far away though. I think I can finally go for Grunberg though. So that's quite nice. Meanwhile, we have just a mini army here constantly attacking my settlement. What can you do? Alternatively, I can go ahead and punish Recart, but this angle is sort of a pain to move on. I'd rather push back the vampire counts first. And I don't think Talib Clan has a huge army, do they? Yeah, they don't have a huge army. I should be fine. To Grunberg. We'll go ahead and take this settlement. Just straight up occupy it. And do I level it up? I can. I could level it up, but I don't think that would actually benefit me too much. Like, I could set up a fort there, but it's not, crazy. Do you still have Hawkland? No, we had to sacrifice. We had to sacrifice this area to save our retreat. Thankfully, it did save us quite a few units. But it was a very rough retreat. Not clean at all. Alright, where's this guy? He's still scouting out the Dark Elves. We'll move him up here now. See what's going on. A couple more armies. Mostly Dread Spears, though. For Karth. Really liking his Dread Spears, apparently. But nice. Next stop is Nuln. And eventually I can even get another Steam Tank, which would be amazing. Second Steam Tank would be so good. They really do hard carry here. As for Gelt has been strangely friendly to me. You can see his attitude is actually quite high because I've been fighting everyone else, and he just hasn't been a problem the entire campaign. Maybe I'll let him live. Let's see, but yeah, in the meantime, I just need to push back the forces of the undead, and then we're gonna push back. After we push back Vlad, then we're gonna push back Rekarth. And then we'll see how things are going from there. Gelt is probably busy with the vampire counts. He's actually not at war with them. So I have no idea what he's doing. Do you think the challenge campaign will be doable late game? I think so. There's been some speculation that the dwarves are going to run me over, but we've survived pretty well up to this point. Gelt knows Anticity's playing. Well, I don't know if I'm that notorious just yet. The human conflict is not really a problem. And it gives us money, which I really need right now. Let's go ahead and pick up, I could start working on my Imperial Authority, right? Honestly, let's start doing it. Because, we're moving from -5 leadership. We're getting plus leadership, we're getting plus tax rate. Let's start getting a little bit of authority there, as strange as that is. Also, this looks like free pickings, right? There's like a couple armies there for Karth that I could just run down, but I really want to capture Nuln. This guy, he was originally the Elector of Nuln, and he wants to get it back. Plus, what tier is the settlement? We'll get it at tier 2, which I believe lets us get a bit of a garrison there, which will be really nice. So it's that, or we take out Kemperbad, and then Talib Clan would actually be in pretty rough shape after that. They won't be attacking me constantly. But honestly, they're sort of a non-issue, I think. This is a sort of a cavalry stack, I think. Yeah. So, oh wow, actually, it's giving me the decisive victory here with the low losses. I'll take it. Do we just have an OP auto-resolve army? What is this? All right, let's go ahead and occupy it. Finally, we have this place again. After all these years, we returned home. And Nuln, right away, we're going to want to give you some good old garrisons going. This wizard is basically at max level now. Let's go ahead and pick up wounding, why not? All right, sweet. Now, what are we looking at? Over here? Not too much. The lands are pretty empty. Boris hasn't caused me too many issues just yet. And Go Trek. Oh man, I don't know if I have the money to just continue spamming out Free Company Militia. But I feel like I just need a few more before Go Trek can start capturing settlements and so on. And the scouting parties continue. These guys are going to be really great for seeing what's on the horizon. Alright, sweet. Settlement upgrade? Nope, not yet. And if I can hold this for a while, that'll let me upgrade Altdorf to tier 4. Once we get Altdorf to tier 4, we'll basically be indestructible unless we lose real bad. Where's Franz? He's gonna replace Gotrek in a bit, but not quite yet. He likes to chill at Altdorf, you know. At Enticity, don't forget, if you take the fort, you will be attacked every turn by easy battles, which you can't auto-resolve because you will lose. Yes, that will make things a little bit rough, but the main plus side is that I'll be able to get a lot of extra money from it, which is something that I've been really wanting. Taloclan, gonna attack Runberg? You gonna do it? Wow, they didn't do it. It's impressive. Alright, let's take a look at Altdorf real quick. I think my garrison at Altdorf can survive against a couple spears. That doesn't worry me a whole ton. Like, yeah, it's basically a full HP garrison. We have 2 mortars, and this army's all spears with a couple monsters. We have a bunch of guns. So as long as I really don't botch that settlement battle, I think it'll be fine. As for Nuln, we're finally going to garrison and reinforce that place. And I'm going to take out Kemperbad. Oh man, that's a chunky garrison. But I just want to make sure that Taloclan is less of a pain in my butt later. Although he didn't attack me last turn. Still, I sort of just want him out of my business. And that would be the easiest way to do so. You know what? Let's do it. Let's get a bit of a buffer zone going. Just win this battle. Hey, look, it's not a decisive victory. Who would have guessed? All right, but this should be a pretty straightforward battle, I think. Auto resolve can be rough on Tomb Scorpions, surprisingly. That's strange. I wonder why. Karl Franz has gone to a nice farm in the countryside where he can run around and play with all the other emperors. Yeah, and it's specifically because of that everyone has declared war on us. You know, they just felt like Franz's leadership was lacking. He was wasting too much resources on dancing around, and they finally had enough. So they banded together and declared war on the entirety of the empire. Alright, so this is going to be a pretty classic siege battle. I'm going to shoot them up for a bit, and then when I have enough of a force, then I'm going to start thinking about trying to bust through and capture the walls. But at the moment, there's no easy way to really break my way in. We're just gonna have to take a few pot shots here first. Alright, these guys can move on over here so that they're not getting shot by this tower. And then I'll bust down these walls and then just shoot them up. Should be a pretty nice shooting gallery. Let's see, I think the black lines, they do decent damage to towers. Alright, so that's a tower down, and then I can start dealing with the walls. Oh, it looks like the Hellstorm is firing in from a distance. And in the meantime, I can also get a couple chunky banishments going. Oh man, that was a good banishment. Oh, you hit auto-resolve and then you Tomb Scorpion just took 1,000,000 points of damage? Yeah, it happens. It happens. Alright, let's see. Oh wow, that's a really juicy blob. I need to get my hands on that real quick. BRB 1 second. Oh my goodness. What is this blob? You're just gonna hand that to me? The AI is just... the AI is just giving me the wins today. Oh my goodness. And this is one of the only times I'll be overcasting banishment. Usually it's way overkill, but this time around it's pretty good. There we go. I will say that was worth it. I will say that was worth it. Oh my goodness. What a banishment. Just ended them rightly. Oh, we got another bot in chat. Let me go ahead and end them too real quick. Report as spam. And then I also take a lot of damage on my Bright Wizard while I'm at it. Let's see, can I deal with these artillery crews? I'm not sure if I can. I might just wait for them to waste ammunition instead. Meanwhile, over here, how are we looking? Looks like the damage is going okay. My artillery crews are going to have to fire through the gap. And I think I can start moving in my my Free Company militia. Yeah, these handgunners aren't too scary. Alright, so that guy's back to safety. I think I'm going to rush the walls with some of my Free Company militia. Most of the ranged for the AI is just handgunners there, so in theory they shouldn't be able to do that much in a straight up fight against my Free Company militia. Yeah, Tomb Scorpions are amazing on the battlefield. Definitely a unit you'll want to try. Alright, Hero Squad is going to move on up too, and Felix is also going to rush the walls. Definitely somewhere where he wants to be. Yes, yes. Recently I haven't watched a whole ton of Schologrim, but yeah, I do like my sort of... I am a fan of sword combat, or HEMA. Although, I've never actually been to a HEMA club before, but it seems fun. It seems fun for sure. I can't believe that's where I got that from, but I guess it makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to move my Lord in here. He's going to cause a few issues. Hopefully he can group up the cavalry, and then I can hit them with a big old banishment. That's the hope anyways. Soulfire and Bombardment will go a long way too. And there should be some friendly fire here, which will be to my advantage also. My Lord is generally quite tanky, so I think he'll be a-okay. The Hellstorms are a little bit annoying, but thankfully they're quite inaccurate. So I don't think they'll cause too much of an issue. And over here I'm going to normal cast Banishment because it only does, overcasting it gives it non-armor piercing damage, which is not that useful against Demogryph Knights. Alright, sweet. So I think we're finally at the point where I can rush in with my cavalry. And then my Free Company militia can continue taking over the walls. Alright, meanwhile this guy is gonna hop on over there to give that good old Helm of Discord, and I think my steam tank can start waltzing its way in too. Now that we've finally breached into the interior of the fort. Good old Shem's Burning Gaze will actually get pretty decent damage too, if we land it correctly, and we will. And I think he can even join the fight. Felix is in there, so he can actually give this guy a bit of a combat buff. Make him that much stronger in supporting this fight here. And then after that, I think I'm just one banishment away before we've won the battle. What's going on in chat? I take a look to the left and I see Kelligar going off about who knows what. Alright. Something about swords and interviews, apparently. Now, let's see. How far away am I from another banishment? It looks like I'm actually a little ways away. Thankfully, the Hellstorms haven't been able to cause me too many issues. And I just need to sneak in through the walls. One thing that I have to be a little bit careful of here is while you're trying to get into the walls, your infantry can group up insanely hard. And then a couple shots from the Hellstorm rocket battery will just end your day entirely. So you got to be a little bit careful there. Overall, though, I think we're in a really good position for this fight. I just need to make sure my steam tank can free itself up and get some lengthwise shots in.
We are ready. Go. Take the ground.
What are you guys talking about? What's going on in chat? Alright. I'll pass on that for now. This is what happens when you fight a siege battle for too long. People just start going off about random topics in chat. All right, now where is a good banishment? I guess this is a decent one. Let's just do that. Of course, there's still a lot of infantry on the main capture point, but I'm not too worried about them. All right. Then we can start climbing up with these guys. The Black Lions are firing away. Very nice. All right, and I think I'm almost ready to swarm into the point with my cavalry. My Bright Wizard doesn't really have any more targets. He doesn't even have the Winds of Magic, really, to continue moving on in. But a little bit of a pincer movement will do fine. There's essentially only 2 halberdiers left in the entire back line here, so we'll be good. If you aren't playing the Empire for Hellstorm rocket batteries, are you really playing the Empire? That is true. It hurts me every moment to not be spamming Hellstorm rocket batteries. They are really good. I think in some situations, well, for one, they are extremely expensive. It's generally much harder to overrun the enemy too with them. And I feel like you can get the job done with Free Company Militia, so why do you even need Hellstorm rocket batteries if that's the case? You know, I feel like we'll just win off the backs of our Free Company. For a much cheaper price too. Of course, overkill is amazing, but we'll be able to field more armies in the late game once we sort of focus on more balanced, well-rounded armies. Hellstorm Doomsack, let's go. Maybe I'll get one of them. It really depends on how expensive they are. All right, sweet. Oh man, that's another very annoying enemy out of the way that we don't have to deal with anymore. Warhammer Fantasy deserved to be ended because they never gave the Skaven a Warp Rocket Hellfire rocket battery. Maybe. Yeah, they're quite expensive. Says the guy that's running ogres and steam tanks. Honestly, Hellstorm would probably be better than my ogres right now, but they are desperation ogres. Now, money. I don't plan on holding this settlement, so I'm gonna give it the good old Sackanock. Do I have the movement range? I do. Wonderful. There we go. Ooh, and casualty replenishment rate. That could be mildly useful. Actually, I think we're already basically maxed out on that front, so maybe not. Meanwhile, we got Nolan working on that army there. We got Throg, or one of his armies moving in towards me. A little bit ominous. And we got Rakarth still causing issues here. Oh, and Gelt, he's finally come to give me his army defeated passive. Very generous of him. Please rename your ogre unit to Desperation Ogres. Sure, I'll do it. If they bring one single entity, it's over. Oh yes, that's true. Yeah, you'll still need a lord that can win some 1v1s. All right, yeah, we'll rename them. They won't like it, but we'll rename them. Meanwhile, we got Altdorf completely surrounded by enemies, but their resupply is coming soon. At Enticity, even if Hellstorms aren't the logical choice, you gotta give the viewers what they want. Well, you know, if we lose the campaign, you guys can't see anything, so I don't know if that's a good thing. All right, what Desperation Ogres? Let me just double check. Is that spelled correctly? It's not. It's not. Oh wait, no, maybe it is. I don't know. There we go. Renamed. Oh, I gotta reopen chat. I only have so many monitors I can pay attention to. All right, what are we looking at here? We got Rakarth. We got some. That's basically it. It's just Rakarth. If he decides to attack Altdorf with these armies, I'm not actually that worried about it. He doesn't have any armies on the horizon, so it's not like he's gonna get much stronger. I don't think we'll lose Altdorf if he decides to attack. Now, I said the same thing about my previous siege battle, and then I was proven very wrong, but this one doesn't have Rakarth in the army, so I think we'll be fine. Plus we got Go Trek. Yeah, there's no way. If we just hold the main capture point, I can stall for another turn and take the time to get Gelt's passive. Boom! There we go. Loot and occupy for the replenishment. Hey, and we got some more ogres. Wonderful. So nice. We got a little bit more armor too. This guy rocking 131 armor. That's pretty good. I'm feeling nice. Spelled it with an A instead of an E. Ah, there you go. There we go. It was incorrect. I replaced it though. I just did a quick Google search. Unfortunately, my spelling is actually rather terrible. I never really got into English and so on. Something that always feels a little bit bad. Maybe I should just really hunker down and work on my spelling one day. It's like a good handful of words that I overly rely on spell check for. Alright, what are we looking at here? I can't afford any of those just yet. But I can take this to upgrade some of my dudes. And yeah, for me, I actually really enjoyed mathematics. A lot of people say that that English is way easier than studying math and computer science. But for me, it was just a complete opposite. I loved programming and logic problems, but when it came to anything that involved memorization or learning all the exceptions in the English language, it was a pain. All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and end the turn. You loved math as well. Nice. Happy to hear. You know, math has a bad rap. A lot of people just love hating on math. You know. So it's always nice to see people that enjoy it. Do you know any other languages? Yes, I know how to speak Chinese. That's about it. Oh, Isabella. What is this? Isabella coming in with the double stack supported by Vlad. Oh my gosh. They got the undying love. Wow, look at that. All right. I think we're okay in this fight, especially when it comes to banishment. Vlad's army's pretty weak. He has a couple ogres, but there's not a lot of cavalry, so I'm not too worried here. You preferred math to English because they were solid, correct answers there. Oh my gosh, yes. Math and logic, you know. It's very objective. You're wrong or you're right. That's always a huge plus. Except, strangely enough, now that I'm making YouTube videos, I'm essentially writing mini essays every day. Which English actually does help you a lot with. So strangely enough, English actually ended up being a lot more useful to me than I would have thought. It's all ogres now, it is. You can sacrifice this lord every turn. Oh, because of Vlad and his defeat trait, yeah. Let's see, we'll put him on 4. Give him a 4. All right, let's go ahead and do some of this. There we go. We got the other artillery piece right yonder. Nice. Yeah, the army deployment phase is always it'll always take a little bit, but we got there. And then the wizard, he's gonna be spamming out spells. Did you guys know banishment does hit flying units? You wouldn't expect it, but it does. All right, what are we looking at here? Tons of Graveguard. Let's hit it right here. You once heard something interesting about why people dislike math. In the US elementary school, teachers are often selected as those who don't like math as much, and that gets passed on. That's interesting. It's an interesting theory. I could get behind it, but let's see. Yeah, my math teachers are very hit or miss actually. I don't think I really had any math teachers that were really passionate about math. At least until I got to university. Also, Free Company Militia, guys. No one can say they're a bad unit. Look at that crossfire. Amazing. Alright, in the meantime, let's go ahead and grab my hero squad. And the steam tank can probably start running amok in their lines. I'll want to finish off Isabella in just a second too. In fact, we'll probably give her the good old 1-2 combo. The good old net and execute strat. Steam Tank's been punishing her too. And let's get my hero squad and send them in to fight this White King. Definitely want to take him out. Alright. Is she in range? Pin her down. All guns, fire. That should be able to deal with her nice and quick like. Meanwhile, we got another banishment lined up, ready to go. Honestly, yeah, this battle is, we got this. Very, very nice and easy battle. Let's go ahead and charge these Grave Guard, and then get that banishment going. What turn am I on now? I think like turn 50 or something. So far, we're doing quite well. Quite well indeed. What's this? Is this Maldred? All right, we'll take him out, no problem. And what do we got in the distance? We got Vlad, just booking it as fast as he can, trying to support Isabella, but not today, good sir, not today. Okay, nice. So this battle went quite well. I think we've basically won it at this point. The staggered movement of my opponent is helping me a ton. Let's see here. This the White King, he should go down in just a second. And then the single unit of Grave Guard, you know what, we'll overkill them. Why not with the banishment? It's a little bit overkill, but it means that they're not on top of my Free Company militia anymore, which is always nice. Nice, I think that's the White King down. Sweet. Next up is the second wave of forces. Just getting absolutely gunned down. Very nice. Ogres are gone. Whoa, he has the Tempest ability. Alright, so my caster actually took a little bit of a beating there. But it looks like he's doing alright. Man, I always forget how high the leadership of the undead is in campaign. They are just so insanely tanky, but anyways, I think with Vlad going down, we should be okay. And he's actually just going to die to long-range handgun fire. So there you go, that's Vlad. He's done. And then I think another banishment will be enough to finish off these guys. Very nice. Just some skeleton warriors. And then the army losses on the entire army. Look at that. That is satisfying. Yeah. Good lass, Isabella. She already gave the regeneration though, so this battle didn't really give me too much. Is there a mod to save deployment? I'm not sure. I would assume not. That seems like it'd be difficult to mod. All right, some more money. Wonderful. Really love the way I say banishment. Wait, how am I saying banishment? That's different from everyone else. Maybe it's just my Canadian accent. Who knows? This is looking so much better than the last go. It is. Although Altdorf is still completely surrounded, but despite that, it is still much better than before. Indeed. Oh, hey, Ricard just left. He decided against the fight. Same with Throg. Look at that. Amazing. Well, I can be happy with that. So I just need to continue defending here then, until Nuln gets its stronger garrison. Do I want Wort bad? Not just yet. Not just yet. I could finish off Isabella, which would be quite nice. Banishment never sounded this peaceful. Times 4 speed, I guess. Yes, this time I actually do have a proper army. It's great. Alright. Now, plan number 1. Finish off Isabella. Don't want her coming back just yet. Steal some money from her. Always a plus. Double back. Pick up some ogres. Good old emergency ogres. You never know when you'll need them. Go for the normal ones, since they're nice and cheap like.
Champion of the faith.
And then probably march back into here. There aren't a million armies to catch me out, so I feel fairly safe doing that. Unless, you know, Vlad has a million armies there, but I don't think he does. And Gotrek, I think he can win this fight. How many? Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, we can win this fight. Militia stack against a spear stack. Who did it better? Warhammer 3 will save your deployment formations. Yeah, I heard. It's amazing. Emergency ogres makes you think you are saving them as emergency rations. Oh, I'm sure they think of it the other way. All right, here we go. The Free Company Kite. These guys have 38 speed to the 30 speed of the enemy army. So in theory, I can just turn on skirmish mode and then I've already won. So let's go ahead and just try that out. Meanwhile, Gotrek is just going to be moving on in here. Oh my gosh, look at this. Skirmish mode, Free Company Militia. It doesn't get much better than this. Come on, turn around. It's just spearmen. You have to give them a lot of commands to actually commit to attacking, but actually this is one of the easiest battles I've ever fought. Look at this. Just win with skirmish mode. Amazing. I guess, you know, Wood Elves already have a similar thing, but there you go. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and line these guys up and chase down this lord. Why don't we? I buffed up their missile strength a ton with campaign buffs. That definitely helps me out. Now, of course, an archer stack probably would have done just as well, but this stack does better in case you're outnumbered. It's what a real auto-resolve looks like, yeah. You know, if you just get a good enough PC, reduce the loading times, it's essentially auto-resolve. Except Gotrek managed to take all of his HP and damage. What even happened? What? Did he take that much damage from a single lord? That's disappointing. Running from spearmen, more like fearmen. Thank you, Phil. Thank you for that. Now, I want to actually get rid of Gotrek so that I can replace him with Franz, because I'd much rather Franz be taking the levels than Gotrek. Is he wounded? No, he's ready to go. I should have let Gotrek die. What was I thinking? Let's see. What is a safe way of letting Gotrek die? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Let's go ahead and just win this fight real quick. Yeah, because the game doesn't let you just replace them. It's weird like that. Like if I go into his thing, you can't replace him. You can replace Lord with other guys, but just not Gotrek. Strange. Very strange. I guess he can start going over here to reconquer Uber's Reich. And I think we found his doom for him. Oh, come on. Really? You're going to run away from this? It's a Free Company Militia stack. Come on, Kemmler. What are you doing? Alright, whatever. Let's just get a few more. Let's give this guy some block army. And then get on with the scouting. Now, I don't want to scout too hard. Scouting too hard means that everyone knows where you live, and they're going to come and try to sack your settlement. So we won't go too far off the beaten path here. Alright, we're still at war with everyone. Looking good. At Enticity, can't you just recruit another lord and replace units? I could, but that would cost me money and movement, so... Yeah, you can replace Legendary Lord, just not Gotrek. I know, it's weird. I feel like their subbing out system could use a little bit of work, but whatever. Look at that. Kemmler's just, he's running away. What a coward. Oh my gosh. Alright, so my main lord should be able to win against Throg. Nice and easy. And then I finally have a second army that's capturing areas for me. That helps immensely. We've warded off most of the enemies too. Honestly, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I'll need to send a scout out to see when new forces come in. He's gonna get gooned out by a million vampires. But, you know, that's just the fate he'll have to deal with. Uber's Reich will be mine, but first I need to sacrifice Gotrek. No one wants to kill Gotrek, poor thing. Yeah, it's his plot armor that's been protecting him this whole time. But I think he'll finally be able to meet his fate. This is actually lore accurate. You know, Gotrek. He meets his fate to a random death hag in the middle of Altdorf. Secessionists are still alive, yes, but they can't actually recruit armies. They're just there at the big sort of garrison, like that, the big fort, yeah. So they're actually not really a problem. The reason I don't fight them is because I don't want that fort just yet. Because the moment I move there, I'm going to get attacked by Bretonians 24/7. All right, go Trek. This is it. This is what you always wanted. Run in there. Meet your end. If he dies to Corsairs, that'd be pretty disappointing. He's gonna die to Corsairs. Oh, poor Gotrek. Without his, without any campaign buffs, unfortunately, he's just not that great. Strangely enough, though, he is sometimes used in multiplayer. Against all odds, yeah. You'll sometimes see him. Not super often, though. Alright. There we go, we can turn on the skirmish mode now. Focus fire us some Corsairs, then we're good to go. These guys can rush the range units nice and easily. They got pretty decent speed, so I think they'll be just fine. Look at that, very useful Free Company Militia. I feel like a Free Company Militia stack is just generally easier to manage than an Archer stack, since the Archers are a little bit prone to getting run down. Very nice. He doesn't do well against large. Yeah, they should give him like infinite mass. Oh, thank you. Thank you, whoever deleted the bot message. Maybe we do have a mod in chat. Oh, we do. We have Biblington. Nice. For anyone who doesn't know, Biblington, a wonderful mod in the community, has been helping me out since forever, essentially. And he'll smash you down if you say anything bad in chat. All right. I want to capture it normally. Then we're gonna put Franz back in there. Nice. Finally, Prince and Emperor is back, and I can pretty safely upgrade this. Alternatively, I wait 4 turns and then upgrade Altdorf. That's pretty good. Maybe I want to do that instead. Maybe. Now, can I make 2,000 gold a turn off of this army? I think I can. But before I recruit, I'll play around with him first. It's such a weird conglomeration of forces there. I guess we'll see what cleanup we can do. Can I fight any of these guys? I can fight the guys on the water. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, and they're running. Come on, fight me. Fight me, I need your money. There we go, we got him. Got him. Casualties low, I'll take it. Wow. I guess it was a spear stack, but that was insanely low losses. Alright, nice. And then we can simply move back to Altdorf. Glad you caught me live. Hey, wonderful. Your voice is pretty based, not gonna lie. Okay, look, I don't know anything about this new young kid lingo. I don't know. I had to look up what based means. I assume that's a good thing, but honestly, I would not be able to tell you.
Bring me to my men.
And also, by the way, thank you, Pedro, for the $5. Saw that you were streaming and YouTube decided to let you do a $5 super chat for free, so enjoy. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it is greatly appreciated. Most of my income that I get mostly just goes towards me being able just to live, essentially, to pay rent and so on. I do not live a very luxurious life, so you can rest assured it goes directly to me being able to stream longer, which is all I really want to do, just to stream more, essentially. Now, Franz, what are you gonna do? He's finally gonna recruit a couple archers and a couple spearmen so that they can defend the flanks, and the archers for a bit more DPS. I have enough melee infantry where I'm not worried about getting my ranged guys overrun, which means it becomes slightly more cost efficient to run archers at this point. Meanwhile, we got my heroes. They're just continuing to dance around. Looks like they're all nice and moved, so we can move on to the next turn. Wonderful. Base equals cool. Okay, sure, I'll take it. You're 28. Oh, you're older than me? Okay, you know, maybe I just haven't gone out enough then. Also, what the Skaven? What are you doing here? What is this? We got a Skaven 20 stack coming for me? That's scary. But thank you very much. Actually, when I was younger, I was very self-conscious about my voice. And the fact that I've gotten more compliments than insults about it is insane. I would have never expected. You have the perfect YouTube voice. Wow. Oh, thank you very much. It's a nice ego boost. Being able to live in this economy, well, you know, live longer at the very least. Let's keep increasing our imperial authority, why don't we? Oh, there goes Gochek and Felix. They're gone! They're gone. What's a smooth brain, noob-proof army composition as Empire vs. Chaos? You have 20 turns to prepare for Archaon. Generally, Hellstorm Rocket Battery spam is the way to go. Or the Hellblaster Volley Gun. Those, sort of a mix of those, and then a couple units to kill single entities. So, you know, some heroes, some very strong heroes will go a long way. Or even just a couple halberds will do decently with a few guns. That's generally the stack that you'll see. Alright, now, do I want to fight Gelt? Probably not just yet. If you reload your autosave now, they'll stay forever. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't really like having Gotrek and Felix, though. They're nice, but they're not, you know, amazing. Alright, now, surely there's no Skaven here, right? There's a huge Skaven army that I want to take out. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, let's double check. Yeah, okay. They didn't raise and leave. This guy's gonna go and scout for any undead that are nearby. Snipe out this guy while he's at it. Fail terribly. The stack is a little bit scary, but yeah. I don't know how I want to deal with the Skaven. I don't know how many armies they have nearby. Alternatively, I could go for finishing off these guys first. And then Franz can do a little bit of base defense. Let's do that. Let's see here. But thanks for the help. Don't want to hijack the chat/stream. What's going on? Do you do you do YouTube videos? 19 Hellstorm Rocket Battery, or I guess it's just the talk about what's it? Base. But yeah, Hellstorm Rocket Battery Doomstack is great. Fun fact, James Earl Jones was so self-conscious about his voice that he didn't speak for years as a child. Wow, that's insane. That is a long time. Let's see. Man, I really want to capture this settlement. I guess I'll take Harrowburg. Valiant defeat. Oh, I guess we'll attack the main army first then. At Enticity previous message. Look, there's a lot going on in chat. It's more about the way you talk, clear and articulate. Oh, wow. It is, I do that intentionally. It doesn't come naturally. But it's something that I work on. Or, no. Previous message. So, like, way up. At Enticity... Alright, I don't know. Chat is beyond me at this point. There's so much going on. I'm not used to so many people. Let's see. You did that on the previous waves, but your flanks and front line tend to get overwhelmed, and you have no idea how to deal with cavalry in general. So generally, it really depends. To win it easily, Empire seems to have a really hard time making Doom stacks. So I'm not sure what the meta is. Actually, I feel like chat might have a better idea of what the best meta is. But maybe mass steam tanks is the best sort of auto win scenario that you can set up for yourself. Just a big ol' steam tank Doom stack, since they're basically anti-everything, and they don't get overwhelmed by cavalry nearly as badly. Alright, here we go. Fairly standard deployment, except this time we have our flank secured. How wonderful. Chat has transcended Enticity. I guess so. Yep, it's a light wizard. It is a light wizard. Oh, whoops, my hotkeys are screwed up. Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, it's a light wizard. If you asked, I completely missed you asking. Phoenix Guard. Phoenix Guard are pretty cool. They're nice elite infantry. What is this guy doing? He's just sitting back and just hitting me with his mortars. It's not exactly a super strong strategy. Although he is doing a lot more damage to my free company than I would have wished. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Atrem for the 40 rubles, I think. Thank you very much. I don't know how to do the conversion, but any amount is very helpful. Saying, hey bud, what do you think about dark humor? A fan? Yeah, I like a good sprinkling of dark humor, to be honest. I usually don't dive into it on stream, simply because you can go wrong with that very hard, and I'd rather not, you know, accidentally say something absolutely terrible. When it comes to bigger audiences, you know, you don't want to go for the hit or miss comments, but if you say it in chat, it's probably fine as long as people aren't rioting after you say whatever you want to say. So, you know, I'm sort of more welcoming to it in that situation. All right, now I need to get my cavalry engaged. I was a little bit slow on the mark there, as I was sort of just going off about my thoughts. And but yeah, my cavalry needs to chase off all these range units. The free company are great for that too, so I'll definitely be doing that. And then I think this battle should be won. There we go. 18 discipline beast wizard, life wizard, 1 life wizard. Is there why? Oh yes, that's true, because you can put your beast casters on griffins. Yeah, that helps them out a lot. That's probably the only way you can get a big single entity stack as the Empire. Also, oh my gosh, 400 rubles, I think. Says from Oops, saying, have a go at store, buy some good quality ramen. I don't know. All right, I'll think about it. Usually, yeah, I like to live pretty bare bones, honestly. I don't spend a whole ton, because the only game I play is Warhammer. But as soon as things open up again, I'll be sure to go to some dance lessons. Those usually are. That's like my luxury spending, to go and go to some dance parties and so on. For anyone who doesn't know, I am a huge fan of jazz. I love jazz and swing music. And also Mr. P with $10. Thank you so much. Saying, which Game 3 race do you think will be the best in competitive multiplayer? Overall, in competitive multiplayer, I think... Oh man, I had some thoughts before. Slanesh with some speedy units will almost always be competitive. And I would say Zinch, maybe not. I feel like Nurgle will be really good, but only a select number of players will actually know how to play him. And maybe I'd say probably Cathay is like the most generic faction that will stay relevant for a long time. So sort of those are my thoughts, but I do hope Khorne would be really OP in multiplayer. A lot of people say he won't, and I do love an underdog. I also love dog units, which he has a lot of. Let's see, at Enticity. Have to go, but really enjoyed the stream today and yesterday. Hope you keep doing more. Yeah, for sure, Chris, for sure. I won't be streaming over the weekend, but I will be doing more on Monday, which should be quite exciting. Rubles went way down since 2021. It's fine. Any amount of support is always huge and just a joy.
I am Prince and Emperor.
What else do we got? Saving your artillery. Did I lose my artillery? Oh, actually, I'm down a unit. What did I lose? I have no idea, but apparently I lost a unit there. Well, what can you do? I guess we'll take a unit of archers or something. How much do you love FCM? That's not clicking anything in my mind. In terms of actual like groups that make music, I'm much less well versed, but overall, just as a general music enjoyer, that is my preferred music. I won't be playing any music because if I do, my channel will get deleted forever by the YouTube overlords. What a scary position to be in. Now I think I can just pass my turn here. And we can almost get tier 4 Altdorf. I can just smell it. Love catching your streams, hate being up this early. As of late, I've been streaming a little bit later, so maybe you'll be able to catch those. Are you like competitive-ish in dancing? Not at all. Not at all. I like, it's more of a casual thing. Like if I was born in like, what? The 60s, I think, is when jazz was good. Swing. I think it was around then. Or was it like the 40s? I'm not sure. But that would have been pretty great. Alright, now how scary is this army? I'm not entirely sure. I think I might be able to win it, though. We'll try it out. We have a very ranged heavy army. Free company militia? I see. Oh, man. Oh, that's embarrassing. See, I assume too much. I assume too much. Yes, free company militia. Generally, because I come from a multiplayer background, I thought they were absolute garbage. Just trash. But since I've been using them in single player, they've actually been really fun to play around with. So I actually do like them quite a bit. So, man, you know, FCM does sound like a band name, doesn't it? Oh man, look at me. Making, embarrassing myself on stream 24/7. Good stuff. Alright, now let's go ahead and get some hotkeys going. Put Franz over here, and then give them a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We'll move in with the spears, and then Franz can go in on over here. I think it's the 50s. Alright, well there you go. Oh my gosh, look at that crossfire. That is some juicy crossfire. Oh my goodness. That is quite nice. At Enticity. Enticity's jazz band name is FCM, yeah. There we go. The Free Company Militia. I could see it. You would have thought their versatility makes them okay in multiplayer. So, strangely enough, versatility is actually pretty useless in multiplayer. Because overall, you sort of know what your opponent is going to bring. So, in multiplayer, often what you see instead is a ton of hard counters. Like against the dwarves, you know, their roster is just, it isn't big enough where you want a well-rounded army. So you just go all in on one thing and sort of hope to do well there. That's sort of the general idea for most situations. Of course, it gets a lot more complicated than that, but you'd be surprised. Which is why I sort of think Kislev is going to be really bad in multiplayer, because almost their entire army is going to be Free Company Militia. It's just all hybrid infantry. And in a game where you want every dollar to have high impact early on, it's not a great situation to be in. Which is also why I feel like Korn might do better than you might expect in multiplayer, as he has, you know, just very strong infantry. The only problem is if his infantry sucks, which oftentimes they will, and that will cause a few issues. No range unit is trash in single player. That is true. That is true to an extent. Yes. Range units are really good at abusing the AI, which helps them out a lot. It's better to have a plan to win than to hope to thwart how the enemy plans to win. Yes, yeah. I think Bubba's Big Blast puts it correctly. Which, by the way, speaking of multiplayer, I am hosting a big tournament over the weekend. So if anyone's actually interested in seeing any of that, feel free to tune in. But primarily nowadays, I am enjoying streaming single player a lot. So that'll be my primary thing during weekdays. For anyone interested in the scheduling. I think at this point, this battle is fairly well in my favor, so I can ×4 it now. And just sort of do some cleanup with the Free Company Militia here. Just being able to set up some basic crossfire is all you really need to do well with these guys. So it does require a little bit of maneuvering. I'm not sure how well other people would do with this, but overall it's not too difficult as someone that has, you know, a few thousand hours worth of gameplay experience. Judge that as you will. Guess that means the battle preparation is half the difficulty in multiplayer. It is a lot of it. At the highest level, if you're up against an evenly skilled player, a lot of the advantage will come from your builds. And then a lot of sort of what affects the game is whether or not you make misplays. So a player that makes 0 misplays, you know, they don't throw away their lord and so on, they will generally come out... Oh, Franz got beat up real bad. A person that makes 0 misplays in multiplayer will be winning the vast majority of their games compared to other people. Which is pretty big, because making 1 misplay is big enough to basically lose you the game all on its own. So that's sort of a really big part. But after you get to the point where players are basically playing perfectly, you know, basically like the top 0.01% of players, then builds are going to be really important. Yeah, sort of like in terms of raw numbers, your build has like, can be up to like, you know, a 30% bonus to your combat effectiveness. And making misplays can be a loss of, you know, 30% of your combat effectiveness, or more if you make a ton of misplays. So those are that's sort of how things are balanced when it comes to multiplayer. Yep, lots of crossfire. Lots of crossfire. We actually took out quite a few guys there. I didn't expect to win that so handily, but it was the ambush that helped a lot. Bill saying I have to go. Someone make bad jokes in the chat in my place. I'm sure someone will. But will it be the same? Maybe not. Alright, now replenishment. We are hurting a bit on replenishment, but I really do need money. Bubba's Big Blast saying, I still remember when Enticity was playing against the dwarves and lost because his crossbows took 2 shots they shouldn't have. So he didn't have enough ammo to win at the end. Yes. Yeah. It's they can get super close, those multiplayer games. Yesterday you said that you haven't been playing multiplayer lately. Did you burn out, or you're just waiting for Warhammer 3? Right now I haven't been playing a ton of multiplayer just because of a time thing. It's a lot of time goes into editing videos and producing videos and so on. So it's just really hard time. It's hard to find the time to just sit down and grind out some multiplayer battles. Overall, I still really enjoy it. But yeah, it's haven't been playing as much as I used to, unfortunately. I think I can take this fight. I believe valiant defeat sounds good to me. Ambush AI is so bad, it's pretty bad. When your friend first started playing Warhammer 2 in a co-op campaign with you, he somehow took a unit of cavalry, ran them next to Skaven slave slingers, turned them around, and got rear charged and routed to Skaven slave slingers. That's pretty crazy. I would expect some other shenanigans might have been afoot, but that is quite crazy. You actually forgot you're younger and wouldn't know the reference. Oh, the reference to Crossfire. It was a board game and a commercial was a rock song. Oh no, actually I do know about it. Yeah, one of my friends sings that song. I know exactly what it is. Yeah. I would sing it, but for one, I don't have a wonderful singing voice, and for two, we might actually get caught out for singing a song that we don't own the rights to. But yes, I do know what you mean, purely off of someone older that I know. That's hilarious. At Enticity, what is the Lord/Hero voice line that gets stuck in your head the most? Ooh, definitely the I am a pyromancer shout out from the pyromancer. That one's great. Oh man, now I really want to sing it, but I can't. I just can't. How unfortunate. Oh man, I need to see that commercial at some point. Is it posted on YouTube somewhere? I'm sure if you guys look it up, you'll be able to find it online. Alright, nice. So we got most of the Fellbats down, which means I can probably autopilot this as soon as they're done disintegrating. There we go. So we just gotta pull away, turn on the skirmish mode, and then sit back, relax, and chill and chat for a bit. There we go, skirmish mode with these guys. And then chill. Ah, very nice. It's interesting that that Free Company Militia are the best units for kiting early game in Empire campaigns. You wouldn't have thought it. They're actually quite good. Right now it's a little bit awkward since the number of infantry units is roughly equal to my Free Company. So the kite's gonna take a little bit longer than I would hope for. Let's see here. The correct answer is probably quickly because so many units say that. Ah. But does it get stuck in your head? Maybe not. Let's see, what are we looking at here? I got 3 free units of Free Company Militia. They'll be able to help clear out these guys. And then I think after I kill off the Lord, then we'll be okay. Since it should be army losses shortly after that. Isn't this mid-game now? Yeah, technically, yeah. The thing is, the armies are basically the same. I've been fighting the same armies for a while now, so it doesn't really feel like mid-game just yet. But it is technically mid-game. It's just the mid-tier units, they're not that scary, right? Like, what are we really facing here? Isabella? Oh, you typed her name differently. Science, sorcery, death. Who says that? That seems like is that like a Kemmler voice line or something? What units are you looking to transition to once the Free Company Militia start falling off? I'm not entirely sure. Probably like a Huntsman plus a Greatsword sort of combination would feel pretty safe. A lot of people say Greatswords are pretty terrible, but sort of just as a base infantry unit, they'll do okay. The Free Company Militia, though, maybe I will just stick with them. They're quite nice for the price, actually.
On march.
Ike Claw. Ah, well, that makes sense. Someone enjoys their Skaven, then. Alright, in the meantime, Franz slowly collecting his levels. We got just surrounded by trolls. That's pretty great. Franz can hold Nuln pretty safely. Yeah, that's a nice and chunky garrison. Altdorf isn't going to fall anytime soon either, and that's just Gorst. So I say we clean up the Norskins here. It's basically only 2 armies that I need to fight off. Throg, I don't believe he gives a very good army defeated bonus, so I'm not really rushing to fight him. And as for the Skaven, if they go to war with the Vampire Counts, that would actually be quite helpful. Free Company Militia, no armor piercing. They have decent armor piercing. Never mind. Never mind. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, they do not. They basically hit as hard as arrows. Actually less hard than arrows, so I will have to transition eventually. But first things first, let's go ahead and take out this army. Okay, he's moving away, that's fine. Let's go ahead and win this fight. Nice and easy. Get that cash flow coming on into. And then I can move in and finish off this guy. And then we're on to Rakarth. Finally get some revenge on him. Smells like a Gracier. Also sticks Queek. Nice, nice. Just throwing out all the voice lines.
What orders?
Yeah. What are if you have any memorable voice lines, feel free to throw them into chat. It's close victory, low casualties. I'm wondering what this does. Look at that, it is low casualties. Who would have guessed? Oh my goodness, I think this is the first time we actually have the province. No, we don't have Grunberg. That's unfortunate. You know what has a lot of armor piercing? Hellstorm rocket batteries. Chat knows what's up. Now, I can get this guy to scout out Marienburg to make sure. Ooh, tier 4? Tier 4, that is looking good. I definitely want that. We're gonna secure that as soon as possible, I think. This guy's gonna go on over here. We're gonna scout out the undead lands, make sure that no one's coming in. And this guy is on north duty. Very nice. Overall, I think we're starting to feel safe for the second time in this campaign. But only relatively safe, not extremely safe. Of course, it's still the Skaven, and there's still undead all over my lands, but It's not too bad. Plus, if we get Marienburg, that is going to be a huge spike in money that I very much would like. And then Lewin, he's already at war with me, so if he can hold at Marienburg, that will help out a lot too. I might have to double back first, though, just to deal with these guys. Oh yeah, Warrior of Sigmar. Why no Outriders? The building was too expensive, and I'm so poor I can't afford it yet. But eventually I might want to tech into it. Pistoliers too would be a pretty good option. Which legendary lord has your favorite sounding voice? Ooh. Ooh, that's a tough one. Can I win this battle? I don't think so. My favorite sounding legendary lord. Rakartha's pretty cool. He's nice and iconic. You got Ramsey in there. Is there anyone else though? Let's see. Out of the lords, it might be a dwarf lord. I generally like their aesthetic overall. You like Balthazar Gelt's voice. Yes. Yes. I don't think there's any competition there. He shouldn't even be part of the vote. I think we all like it by default. All right, let's get that leadership. I'm not really planning to recruit for any time soon. Throg just got confederated by good old Wulfric. That means we have a new friend to declare war on. Doesn't really change much though. As for Marienburg, I don't know if I want to capture it just yet. I have a pretty scary Lewin stack over there. And how is this?
Bring me to my men.
You know, it's not that scary of a Skaven army. Do I really need Nuln? Oh, you know, do I just say screw it and go for Marienburg? I think I do. It's far too much of a prized jewel to avoid taking while it's here. Favorite unit animation. Ooh, I think the Jabberslythe kill animation on cavalry is probably one of the top for me. Ron Brindle has really nice voice lines and a really nice voice actor too. Yeah. Let's see. How about Zarina Katarin? Well, I haven't really gone to play with her yet. Cetra, yeah, he's cool. What's it? Simp saying that I'm good with all multiplayer factions, presumably answering someone in chat. I do prefer Vampire Coast though, primarily. Right, nice. So continuing with the scouting, we got Franz being holed up here at the fort. I'm sort of fine with that though. If he does die, you know, we sort of just get more money, so maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. He'll just hold it. We may lose a few settlements here and there, but that's a-okay as long as Altdorf manages to stand. I could upgrade the barracks too. I can give, you know, great swords. It's sort of a late game thing. I'll wait because this building upgrade is a bit expensive. Imminent rebellion. That's fine. You love the necro-effects? Oh, hey, Rusty. Oh, we got a bot in chat. Rusty, if you could ban that, that'd be great. Grombrindle has no fear, yeah. It's too bad about Grombrindle, though, that he got absolutely nerfed into the ground in multiplayer. But in campaign, his specific buffs are still pretty great. Yes, Necrofex is amazing, I gotta say. You have keybinds for settling settlements and fast forward in battle. Keybinds only for fast forwarding and slowing down. Oh my goodness, money. That's all I ever needed. Oh my gosh. That is very good. I could take Corone, but it's tier 3. What have you been doing? Lewin, did you lose your main settlement? What even happened here? Why is it so low level? It's not even worth taking, even. Alright, I guess I'll take this fort then. It's gonna be a little bit of a contested battle, but not the worst thing in the world. Let's do it. Biblington is too fast. Alright. He gotcha. He beat you to it. Alright, so this fort, decisive victory. I will be happy to take that. Very good. We'll occupy it normally. And this is our new staging ground. It is tier 3. which makes it extremely powerful. And as soon as those guys have healed up, we can start using it as a proper defensive point to stop the Bretonnians from spilling into my lands 24/7. Because that has been a huge pain the entire campaign run. Let's see, and I can finally get some of these luxury upgrades. What's this? Income from trade? Useless. What is good here? What, cavalry? That's only okay. Bonus armor to infantry, it'll be decent. Let's just do that. You know what, let's go economy instead. Industry. Streamer luck? Maybe. Now, flightless dragons, better than flying ones. Interesting, that's a hot take, man. Now this campaign, although things are going well now, things could turn south very quickly once we meet with the High Elves and the greater Dark Elf force of Malekith, as they generally get pretty strong by this point in the campaign. As for Reichland, it's doing decently. And the thing that really sucks is that in the north, a lot of these settlements have constantly been traded out, so they're actually not that high tier. Yeah, they're not especially worth taking just yet. But after I wait a while, I think I can fly on over there and hopefully secure some strong settlements. Oh boy, look at this. 3 more turns to tier 4, guys. We finally made it. It's been so long, but we finally made it. I might even be able to get a Bright Wizard. That would be huge. So I need to get rid of this building and then get the sort of the building that lets you recruit wizards. And then I'll actually be able to finally have my very own Pyromancer. That's going to be quite hype. Alright, but looking pretty good. High level Lord and heroes. Yep. Plus the units have high chevrons. Yeah. Overall, it's looking quite nice. Did you know the Necrofex has an animation where it grabs a guy, sticks him in the barrel, and blasts him away? I remember seeing that. It's great. It's a rare one, though. You rarely see it in battle, especially in multiplayer. Life Wizard would really help Franz. That's true. That's true. But the Bright Wizard would also really help Franz. Also, what is this? I can win this fight. Can I win this fight? Let's see. I'm tempted to try it out. You know, we have a couple units of crossbows. As long as Throg is not an absolute beast, I think it should be pretty easy. You never saw it? Is it for real? I'm pretty sure I've seen it around at least once. You can look it up. The rotting Promethean devouring infantry is amazing. Yeah, Vampire Coast. What an amazing DLC. Absolutely great. One of my favorite factions too. Alright, so crossbowmen just gonna get a few pot shots off early. Then they're gonna start focusing down Throg. Spears are going to hold in case he decides to charge in on them, and sending 1 unit of infantry at a time will make sure that I take the least damage possible. Oh boy. Those Marauder champions are quite scary though. That breath attack from Throg really did a number on my forces. He is starting to spill through. Come on, hold the line. You know, maybe I was wrong about this battle. But also, maybe I was right. Throg is nearly down. Can we take him out? The anticipation is insane. Oh my gosh, the Marauder champion saved Throg at the last second. Come on, not like this. This is like such an unnecessary battle, but what can you do? Anyways, I can start shooting at the backs of these guys, but I'm rapidly running out of infantry, which is quite scary. And Throg is coming back. Can I finish him off from a distance? Come on, just finish him off. Just finish him off. Oh, he keeps running. Oh my gosh. Oh, but I might be able to finish off the Marauders. Oh, we can't kite out with one of these guys. Come on, can we at least kill Throg? How much life is he at? 200? Wow, what a fight. What a fight. Mazamundi twisting the Hydra. Yeah, that one's really good. There's a lot of really good animations that no one ever gets to see in this game. It's a nice little bit of polish, but I wonder how taxing it is on CA's animation team. The Marauders do have shields, but we can shoot them in the back as long as we have infantry. The thing is, we just ran out of infantry. Throg the Troll, yep. You probably could have won if you attacked from the flanks with the crossbows. I wonder if I had focused the infantry instead of Throg, maybe. Anyways, we lost a couple locations, but I think that's fine. Meanwhile, our Imperial Authority, barely clinging on to life. We'll get there eventually. Nuln, getting constantly sieged. We still have 5 turns, though. And I can even start bothering this guy. Never mind. Alright. But Franz will do fine. Now, how are the Bretonnians looking? They haven't moved in just yet. And I still need to wait for this fort to replenish some of its dudes. But what I could do in the meantime is get a free sacking of this settlement here. And that should get me some pretty nice money while we're here. Decisive victory, just how I like to see it. We don't get a lot of money from the battle, but how much will the settlement give? 4,000. That's pretty good. I will take it. And then we'll go back to the fort. Thankfully, we only saw Bastogne while doing that, but I don't think they're a very aggressive faction, so we should be fine. Now, it's going to depend on really how Franz does here. Having a rebellion there is quite nice, as it makes sure I don't have to worry about enemies attacking from the north. That's definitely a small plus. And we finally can upgrade Altdorf. On to tier 5 we go. It will become almost an unkillable fortress to hold. And that will allow us to play a lot more aggressively. Alright. The turns are picking up though. The Malekith decapitation on his shield is amazing. I'm not sure I saw that one. Shouldn't you try to get -10 Imperial Authority to remove the penalties? I'm playing greedy, essentially. This battle should be pretty easy. I have a ton of crossbows. I don't see how this could go wrong. Let's try it out. But yeah, it's sort of hard to stay at -10 Imperial Authority because the game really likes giving you free authority. So I'm just going to commit and try to build up towards a much higher amount. I'm sure it'll be fine. Here we go. What are we looking at? Looks like, nice. They're splitting up their forces. That makes them a tiny bit easier to manage. Just some storm vermin over there. All right. So I'll pick off this right flank. This should be pretty fast since I have a ton of crossbowmen there. And then my spearmen can just hold like so to make it a little bit easier for my crossbowmen to shoot. Then I have 1,000,000 units of Free Company militia. They are going to camp out over here. Nice. And that's just going to form a little bit of a kill box over there so that they can gun down any units that try to slip through. Archers can position here. And then a couple units of, and by a couple I mean a whole lot of units of infantry. They can just mostly chill and wait for the right time to strike. Not too much, really too complicated going on here. Oh, but I will have to move these guys again. Whoopsie daisies. But yeah, just taking the battle in parts. I'm thinking my cavalry, they're going to sweep around, sort of like this, to push onto those rattling gunners and so on, that start spilling onto the main courtyard area. The storm vermin over here should be pretty easy to deal with, though. I'm thinking. Franz seems to be in good shape. Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking good. You know, 1,000 HP. I've had lords at less HP. I'm sure he's fine. Meanwhile, over here, we got some shenanigans going on. What does that even do? It doesn't say. But nice, we got our first few units of sacrifices coming on in. Ready to eat some lead. forces over here are getting routed off, which means my cavalry can now move into position safely. And then, so far it's looking good. Packmaster moving on in. I would fight him with Franz, but Franz is extremely low on HP. But we can go ahead and turn on guard mode. Yeah, the Vermintide. This is one of our first battles against Skaven, actually. So quite exciting. Quite exciting indeed. Need to plug in the gaps with a few more swordsmen, I believe. And then the cavalry can start working their magic. Catching out these warp fire throwers, hopefully. Franz is just gonna cower for a bit. He doesn't want to take a fight just yet. Warp fire throwers. Firing away. Let's back off from them. And I think I'm gonna have to work on my micro a little bit more. Now, this lord, he is on a chariot. It's a high priority target. I want to take him out. And I actually don't have a lot to deal with heroes and such and other single entities. Except for maybe, except for my range units, really. So I have to be a tiny bit wary that I'm not wasting my ammunition here. In fact, I might even be able to ignore their heroes for a bit and just focus on other things for now. Since if I kill their infantry, they might hit army losses, which would be just as useful. Skaven don't exist. See the complete lack of care for other peasants, the incompetence of the melee combatants. Seeing a little bit of it. But still a little bit scary, though. Alright, so most of the range units are over here. I can move in my cavalry to deal with that. What's this? Just some Skaven slaves, not a problem. But this lord is pretty scary. He might even have a thing. Wait, no, he wouldn't. I'm not sure, but for some reason he hasn't taken any damage at all. I'm not entirely sure why, but he shouldn't be too much of a problem as soon as I get my crossbows on him. We have quite a bit of ammunition left, so I'm feeling okay. All right, let's get in a few more units of infantry in there and crossbows away. They're gonna fire in directly onto that lord, and Franz is gonna continue cowering in fear. All right. He has a health potion? Ah, I see. Someone's been looking at the abilities. Good on you. I know I haven't. That makes a lot of sense then. Then he shouldn't get too much more healing after this. Franz is in a little bit of danger as these gunners and so on are starting to spill through. Luckily we have some infantry there to deal with them. And I just need to get into position to properly get some line of sight on this guy. It can be a little bit awkward, but as soon as you sort of position on the flank correctly, that should be fine. We got some glitchy stalagmites over there. And I think this should be a good line of sight. The Doom Wheel is just such a hard target to hit, though. It might cause a few issues. Also, are we going to lose this battle? I think we'll be okay, but it's looking a little bit scary. With the crossbows in position, though, I think we're fine. Meanwhile, over here, cavalry continuing to hold. Looks like as long as things aren't shooting here, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable. I'm kind of gonna put these guys on hotkey so they're a little bit easier to manage. Alright, and then we just have a bunch of routed units that can hold this area a bit longer. But with the Lord going down, I think we're looking good enough to times 4 speed this. There we go, he's getting nice and low now. The Warplock Chazales, sort of dancing back and forth. I'm not sure what's going on with them, but they'll be having a hard time. And the Skaven Lord, he actually took the far way to run away, strangely. Which will actually keep him on the battlefield a little bit longer than I would have hoped for. But it looks like he might go down to my knights. Come on, finish him off, please. How low is he? He's at 14 HP. Can we get one bullet in his face? That's all I wish for. Okay, maybe not. I think he's going to barely escape. But that's fine. The Inquisition shall prevail. I don't even know what's going on in chat right now, but I'll let it go. Feel free to promote the Inquisition. Alright, how's Franz doing? Pretty beat up. We got warp fire throwers being an absolute pain. The enemy lord seems to have returned temporarily, but that will be his downfall as our crossbows now move on in. And hopefully finish him off. We just need a single volley. There we go, finally. Will it explode too? I think that's just Icket Claw. Alright, so that went okay. Meanwhile over here we got Storm Vermin. Being a bit of a pain. Hard to get a shot in on them. I'll see if I can reposition my infantry a bit to help that out. And then the crossbows are just going to fire from around this corner. If I can get my knights to hit these warp fire throwers, that would make my life a lot easier too. So maybe I should just pull back into a better position now. Feel free to promote the Inquisition. Enticity 2021. You know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? I'm sure that won't come to bite me in the butt later. Now what are we looking at here? I'm surprised he hasn't hit army losses yet. I do have a pretty nice infantry advantage, but in terms of quality of troops, the Skaven do definitely have a pretty nice lead. What I can do now though is I can start poking around with Franz. He has 300 HP, so he can't stay in the fight for long, but he can poke away at some Storm Vermin, get some damage in while he's at it. And if he can get them to rout, that would be the big plus. Still at 300 HP. Oi! The Great Rift, Warhammer 3 doesn't have Inquisitors, just Witch Hunters. Really? It doesn't? That's surprising. Color me mildly surprised. Alright, so I'm going to set up a bit of an ambush here, so that when these ranged guys move on up, they're going to get jumped on by my melee troops, while my ranged guys continue to fire. Of course, we still have the cavalry too, and sort of the awkward of this lip in the terrain will make it where hopefully it's a little bit harder for them to get their shots off. Some more fire thrower shots do come out though. Thankfully doesn't hit too many of my guys. Alright, I think we've successfully defended against this Skaven. Let's not call it early though just yet. Some dancing around back and forth with my cavalry will help. It will trigger the skirmish mode on the AI and get them to never really commit to an engagement. Which is exactly what we need, because if those guys start shooting, it's gonna be a rough time for me. Skaven slaves too, since they were moving and not braced, that will allow my knights to push through, and then finally chase off these darn warp fire throwers that have been sort of a problem for a while now. So sweet. They don't have very high combat stats, so as long as I continue pushing with my knights, they shouldn't really win that, even with the legendary buffs, and there we go. There we go, a successful siege defense. A little bit sketchy, but most of our forces did manage to survive by the looks of it. That army is hurting bad, it is. I've been hearing that this entire campaign. At Enticity, did you get to a point to maximize the replenishment rate of your main army, or you don't care? I don't really care, it's already extremely high, and that's more or less all I need. GG! What's the most overpowered unit besides Lords in Warhammer 2 in your opinion? Even if you think there are no overpowered units, which is the single most impactful / powerful? Oh my goodness, that's a hard one. What's the most powerful unit? I'm not sure. There are a few overtuned units for sure. Like a lot of people say Stone Trolls are really good in multiplayer, and there's a ton of really strong campaign units for sure. That's rough, but I'm not sure. I don't think anything is super busted right now. The rematch. If I fought the battle, Throg would actually heal because of his regeneration. So I'll avoid that for now. Yes, the bloated corpses. That's true. Bloated corpses are quite crazy. And in campaign, necrophects are so good you can probably just win the entire campaign using them alone. Turn 30 recruitment from shipbuilding. Yeah. Super, super strong. Alright. So, that's a lot of battles. This place should be pretty well defended now. It's not extremely fortified just yet. But I'm a little bit worried about Marienburg. How's the replenishment going on over here? It's decent. So I think I can sort of hang out here with this guy just a little bit longer. Or I could be more active with him. It's not like there's going to be a super scary army that comes to capture this fort, right?
Champion of the faith.
And then I could go and ambush Lewin, which would be pretty fun. Let's go ahead and try that out. What's my ambush chance? 100? Amazing. So we're going to ambush Lewin. Hopefully he gets just absolutely destroyed there, and then I don't have to worry about him for another while. As for this sort of awkward situation, we got a really battered Empire force here, just barely clinging on, but I'm not too worried. Worst case, we can just re-recruit at Altdorf and we'll be okay. This rebellion, though, is a little bit annoying, and I'll have to find a way to deal with that, probably with this army in a couple of turns. Okay, Witch Hunter. Let's go here. Maybe he can harass that rebellion a little bit. I'm really happy that I have these heroes, by the way. They help a lot just by giving vision. And we have a few more wars to declare. I feel like our list of enemies, it only increases. Like, look at this. It's crazy. Gotta love Skarsnik's trait. Oh, it's so good. So good. I'm happy I beat him earlier in the campaign. Ooh. Alright, so we got a bunch of rebellions here. That should be pretty easy to clean up. Gelt, you madman. Is this what it's come to? I'll fight the battle just to thin his forces a bit, so he's less of a problem later. But this is definitely gonna be a loss. I'll get my value with my crossbows, and then I'll probably end the battle there. I might be able to catch the Hellstorm rocket batteries too, so it's gonna be a nice trade. Yeah, I'm fine losing this fight. Nuln was just a barrier to hold for a bit of time. Welcome to Astalia, gentlemen. Yep, that's Gelt for you. 3 Hellstorms and a Mortar War Wagon. Intense. But let's go ahead and deal with him. Most of his forces are here. Where is that Hellstorm? Over there. So that's gonna be primary target number 1. My guys are gonna be chilling all the way back here. There we go, nice and safe like. And we're gonna put them even further away from that Hellstorm rocket battery. Alright, Operation Sniper Artillery has commenced. Let's go ahead and grab my cavalry and start swooping in. Cause some pain over there. Hellstorm's firing away. As long as that cavalry does well, though, that's all I really want. And actually, it's going to be pretty value. Despite losing the fort, if I can kill off the Hellstorms, that's actually really good. There we go. That's one of them getting collapsed in on. Can I actually kill it? No, I can't. The Hellstorm rocket battery has too much HP. All right, well. We'll do what we can then. Franz, you're here to execute this traitorous lord. Let's see if we can go ahead and fight him. If we can't kill the Hellstorms, though, there's not too much of a point really staying in this fight. Come on, shoot him down. There we go. I think Franz should be able to finish him off nicely. Hey, Loopy, how's it going? Don't worry, this isn't the last battle, so it's not full rip. It's just a mini rip. Yeah, on legendary Hellstorm rocket batteries beat Empire Knights in melee. Insane. There we go. We killed off one lord. Can we kill off one of his heroes? That would be a nice help. But we're just here trying to get some nice picks, essentially. Oh, there goes Franz. All right. Army losses it is. We don't need to stay in this fight longer than we have to. Legendary buffs are brutal. We did a bit of damage though, so at least we took out one Hellstorm. And we managed to kill off the Huntsman General. I don't know how, but apparently he died. Maybe he climbed the walls and fell off. That's actually a thing that happens sometimes. Enemy lords will just fall to their death after climbing ladders. At Enticity, what happened to your army? They're over on the western side of the map. We're still good. Alright, we still have Altdorf. It's leveling up. And will Lewin go in for the kill? Come on, Lewin, take the bait. Yes! Amazing. This should be an auto-resolve. Yep. Ambushed, good sir. Very nice. So that's the Bretonnians out of the picture for at least a while. I can reinforce Altdorf with my main army, and as soon as we get Franz back, he can begin recruiting again. Really hope battle has modifiers in Warhammer 3 because it's a bit stupid above hard. It does get a little bit silly. The main problem is that it sort of dissuades you from playing certain playstyles, but it's definitely still possible to win, at the very least. Oh, they took my ward save item. How could they? So my support army should show up at Altdorf in 2 turns. No problem. We have Marienburg now providing vast quantities of wealth. And Lewin has been pacified for the next little while. It's quite nice. We'll keep this guy here just as a scout. And this guy wants to scout out the undead. In fact, let's check this. Skaven are still there, confirmed. Skaven do exist. Meanwhile, this guy, he's back. I want him to move up here to see what's going on. We got some green skin action, really beat up though. So actually, I'm not too worried. All right. We just got to get Altdorf to tier 4. That puts us at one of the higher tiers in the campaign. And we'll be able to field some pretty nasty armies. Some great swords. We'll get some huntsmen, some maybe elite cavalry. Demogryph knights could be fun. And of course, getting some battle wizards always helps. Oh, but Rakarth is coming back. That's fun. I still need to finish off Rakarth. The fact that he has black arcs and so on make him super annoying, but I'm afraid if I go out into the ocean to find him, he's just gonna make me declare war on even more enemies. You love when Marathi attack your fortress gates and fall to our death from climbing a ladder, yeah. Oh hey, we can finally start pursuing Franz's quest line. How wonderful. There we go. What did he get? The Silver Seal, 1,000,000 ward save. That's pretty cool. I'll want to grab that in a bit. First things first though, I need to clean up the north and then reinforce Altdorf. Should be an easy battle, indeed. And what can I get this guy to fight that quest battle for Franz? No, it has to be fought by him. Oh, how unfortunate. We can make do though. This will be freed up in just a second. And in Marienburg, I'm thinking Franz can start supporting this area. Because I don't need a ginormous army to really hold the line there anymore. So that seems like a good idea. Oh, but he's wounded. Yes, of course. I'll go ahead and take this guy. Age of Discovery is soon anyways. You're gonna discover them sooner or later. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's gonna be sketchy, isn't it? Oh, and I can't get free company here. Whoopsies. That's fine. Hero not moved. We'll dance him around Corona a bit. Assault garrison could be useful later. What do we got? We don't have too many vampire counts. In fact, I might want to finish off Gelt. He only has like a handful of settlements here. But then my next enemy is the dwarves, which is not something I'm looking forward to. I'd rather just have Gelt in my back line instead. Alright, looking good. Handgunners will be needed? Probably. They are they're really nice ranged armor piercing damage. Probably put like 4 of them in an army and a couple of units to hold the line. Elite halberdiers are really good for holding, except for the fact that they don't have shields. But I think it should be fine. Valiant defeat, yeah. Someone told me about this earlier, how I'll just have to fight constant battles against armies that think they can win because of the auto-resolve system. But it is a lot of extra money, which is all I could really hope for. It punishes melee and not ranged, making ranged or single entities the only real damage dealers. Yeah. I feel like there's a couple ways that they could change up the difficulty system to make it a little bit more fun and to support more playstyles. We just have to wait and see what they do with that. Alrighty, so The mortars are just going to be chilling here. We'll have some halberdiers positioned like so that when the gates open, the cannons can rip some shots in and get insane damage. That's basically all I need. I guess we'll put the great swords on the walls in case we need that melee support. This fort is like insanely defensible though. If I lose this fort to an army like this, that would just be embarrassing. But like against the forces of Bretonnia, yeah, they definitely stand no chance here with so much cavalry. I have no idea what you're talking about, Artem. But alright. That's the infantry mostly routed. Just, I think there's a unit of cavalry just attacking here. There is Lewin himself, though. No, just a random lord. I'll fight them with mine. And overall, we're looking good. Crossbows are doing well. Chasing off that paladin. Very nice. Alright. They might even hit army losses before these casters end up showing up. Ooh, maybe I can even pick off the casters? Let's see. And then I'll make sure to chase down a few guys with my good old cavalry units. Nice. The casters are really nice picks since you manage to keep their levels really low. I definitely would want that. And I think I'm going to send in my knights now to chase off this paladin so that when army losses kicks in, they will they can actually finish him off. Never mind, he's too fast. All right, whatever. This is fine. We basically took no losses there. So just a little bit of extra money. Yeah, the AI, the poor AI, 11 losses. Brutal, brutal. And if they just keep sacrificing their armies like that, then it'll keep Bretonnia at bay for the next foreseeable while. Something I definitely would want to see, because cavalry stacks are super annoying. The easy way to deal with them really is just by fighting them in siege battles. It's almost like the fort was built to defend against Bretonnia. Close victory, yes, very close. I was sweating the whole time. Do you know if I ever contacted anyone good from the competitive multiplayer scene about balance? They do have a team that does that, I think. Oh, look at this. What is this? A gilded opportunity has arisen to set up a guild within the Empire. Oh my gosh, this is pretty sick. Someone mentioned to me this to me earlier. Yeah, this is amazing. Imperial Authority +4. Useless. Spy Guild. All regions owned by factions that you have trade agreements with are visible. Amazing. Well, this is the no-brainer, isn't it? Let's go ahead and do that. We did it. We have a guild. That is pretty useful because extra movement range, you really can't go wrong there. Meanwhile, we can finish off this rebellion. Casualties low, but we're gonna lose a spearman. I don't want to lose my spears. Ooh, they have Hellblaster volley guns. All right, guys, I have a plan. I have a plan, and it is amazing. We're gonna get rid of our one unit of spears. In fact, I don't really need the desperation ogres. I think we finally graduated away from them. We're gonna get rid of our ogres now, I think. And instead, I'm going to try and steal me some Hellblaster volley guns, because that is exciting. Yeah, disband and capture for sure. All right, here we go. Operation Cavalry. Operation Artillery Steel. Is that a timed buff for the rest of the campaign? I think it's for the rest of the campaign, which is insane. I didn't even know it existed. It shows how many Empire campaigns I play. But yeah, it's super nice. Super nice. And what do we got here? Just a tiny little army. We got some handgunners, which means I can use this hill to my advantage. Like so, the Free Company militia can simply chase them off. I have a few handgunners of my own. They'll just hang out in the backside. And then we have our singular unit of spearmen. How nice. This guy's gonna hang in the back just so that he doesn't get too beat up. Alright, so this army's slowly advancing towards me. Meanwhile, we have a ginormous force over here. I'll get my cavalry grouped up. And they are going to take to the flanks. They should do quite well. Alright, Free Company Militia are great in this situation too, against all that skirmish cavalry. 10% chance, good luck. Hopefully it goes well. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, nice. And I can begin chasing these guys with the Free Company Militia. Then the cavalry can move on in. In fact, I think I'll chase the Hellstorms, Hellblasters with my Free Company Militia. That seems like a safer option here. And then we got the Bright Wizard coming in on too. So this battle is all but won at this point. All the halberds are out of position. The AI's maneuvering ability is, as always, impeccable. And my wizard will make short work of these guys. That's not going to be a problem in the slightest. Alright, sweet. How's my lord doing? Fairly good for himself. Free Company are engaged. Cavalry getting caught out by halberdiers, no problem. Alright. And I just have to really focus on actually killing off the Hellstorm. Or the Hellblaster crews. It's really nice if I can get that. It's a really high DPS unit of artillery. And it would help me immensely against basically all the armies. It's like a late game unit. Essentially. Yeah, is it a 10% chance for each artillery piece? Or is it... Or what? I don't know how the math checks out exactly. Let's see, my lord. There we go. We'll have to fight over there. And I think I've caught out all the artillery crews. It looks like they're all gone. I don't see any left, so I believe we're good. And it's just pushing this guy to army losses now. Everyone's just spamming out the math in chat. But there's a ton of question marks. Yeah, there we go. There's a math lesson for you. 10% chance. Each army that participates get a 10% chance. Wow, so if I bring in 2 armies, chat's going to be confused about the math for the next, 30 minutes or so. Should they not survive the battle? I think you're supposed to kill them. Alright, they have to be completely wiped out, black-lined. Yep. So let's see, did we capture any? I don't think we did. How unfortunate. Let's double check though. Do I have any? Nah. Oh, poor thing. Alright. Now I could continue to chase the army out, or I could fight me some vampires. I think I'll chase this army. There we go. Clean them up. Get my paycheck. And then probably get back into Altdorf. Let's see, just for that good old replenishment. And I could get my second steam tank now, finally. Plus a unit of greatswords for my second melee infantry. This would make my army absolutely overkill. And I sort of like it, as the enemy armies are starting to get stronger too. Of course I could put a steam tank in here, but I can wait a bit before that. Maybe I'll just give them some regiments of renown. I only need this army to be strong enough to capture minor settlements and to defend the forts. Basically nothing else.
I don't agree.
Alright, this guy needs to do more scouting, yes.
Cut them out.
10% flat per army, I see. Well, that's a little bit less exciting for me, isn't it? It does simplify the math at the very least.
Moving off.
Ooh, and we have an upgrade. Luminarch. Lower build times. That's nice. I'll take this because it's a good economy upgrade. Of course, I could also get growth rate. I guess that's a little bit more important right now. And in 3 turns, we will have a greater Altdorf. It's coming, guys. The dream. The tier 4 settlement dream. Too bad you're broken now. Broken or broke? I feel like I'm neither. Minus for the chance of getting it on third. Oh my gosh, the math. I have no idea what's going on with the math right now. Oh my goodness, another fight. Yep, it's an endless fight at this fort now. Holding off wave after wave of Bretonians that just do not understand that walls exist. Altdorf is greater than Altdorf. What's even going on in chat? Yeah, I don't have a full province. Don't province shame me, guys. We'll get there eventually. All right, this should essentially be a ×4 battle. All the crossbows over here are more or less just annihilate all the knights as they show up, so it's no biggie. Can I get the mortars to shoot the holy wardens? Yes, just barely. That's good. Soften them up a little bit. Now, Lewin is going to be a little bit annoying. And by a little bit annoying, I mean a lot annoying. What are you doing, Lewin? Get off of my artillery. Alright, let's give him the good old surround. And then beat him up with my lord. Meanwhile, over here, things are looking good. Okay, nice. Yeah, we're fine. I'll get my great swords to win this fight. Meanwhile, Lewin just tanking out the angry mob of forces around him. But I think we can hit him with the army losses and we'll be fine. Send more peasants for the slaughter at Enticity. Maybe pop a lord in this fort to level him up in the easy fights. That's a pretty good idea. I might even put Franz in here and just have him constantly ambush so that I can auto-resolve. That would be pretty nice. Alright, can I kill Lewin though? I would preferably kill him just so that it'll take him a while for him to come back. Oh, that is true. The fort is a province. Guys, we did it. We have a province. There we go. I'm going to do a quick leg stretch. I'm not leaving, but, you know, remember, never stay seated for extended periods of time, guys. Oh, my goodness. This has been quite a campaign. It's been a long one, but not super long. I think we've gone pretty good progress so far, despite the shortcomings. Ooh, that's pretty good money. But yeah, putting a lord in here, definitely a good idea. Attack the fort! 5 seconds later, retreat! Very Bretonian. Now, we got some vampire counts over here. Nothing a little bit of a lightning strike can't solve. Not to mention I have the other steam tank, which is really nice. But what is this? A Rekarth? A wild Rekarth has arrived to siege Marienburg. Well, we've lost last time, but not again. Rekarth is actually... he's been a huge pain this entire campaign. Thankfully, the greenskins seem to be fighting him for territory. Plus the Norskins, too, giving him a hard time. That might be our way out. We just have to outlast him, essentially. Alright, let's give this steam tank a test drive. With decisive victories for days. That's the big benefit of having this Doom stack. We can start playing extremely aggressively with it. Even against the dwarves, we'll probably do decently, I think. Here we go, another decisive victory, low casualties. We took 0 casualties. It was a skeleton stack, but still. That's pretty crazy. Every lost settlement equals 2 push-ups. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty fun. Asian boss will think I'm slacking. Yeah, Rekarth, he really does like his staunch line of spears. You can't blame him for committing. But that was a really nice cleanup. Ooh, fewer casualties from attrition. Yes, please. And we can finally retake the lands that we have lost for the umpteenth time. There we go. Pushed all the vampire counts back. We've put all of their lords on the timer. It's too bad they'll be back, you know, within the end turn. And I'm thinking, you know, this area is sort of a pain. Because I have to level up this garrison. So I might just have to leave that open to the Bretonians. But let's be honest. It's not the Bretonnians that are being a pain here. And I'll probably end Gelt. Take this settlement at tier 3. It spreads us out a ton. So I just need a border to reinforce, which would be Nuln, but right now it's sort of beat up right now. Alternatively, I dive into the heart of the vampire accounts and take Castle Drakenhof, just to really put an end to that business. But then it will aggro the dwarves, which is a whole nother problem. We'll see. I'm thinking Rakarth is probably up there in terms of one of the more annoying forces. But I think this is his last army, essentially. The Barrow Legion could be annoying. The Norskins randomly attacking my settlement. I'm thinking I might want to reinforce this area, right? Like, this feels like a pretty good place to hold out. And then use Altdorf as my main choke point. I'm not sure. If you guys have ideas in chat of where I should reinforce, I'd be happy to hear. But Altdorf definitely is a place I want to continue holding.
Bring me to battle.
Go to Ulthuan. Thank you, Loopy. Thank you, Loopy. I'm happy that you have my back here.
Pick up the pace.
Oh man, we got more Empire forces here. I could go into the mountains and just fight the Wood Elves for a bit. Let's see. Altdorf is a sort of bad place to hold. I could push to the east, or I could go up here north again. I think a second push northeast is probably where I want to end up, to be honest. I can finally upgrade this building, by the way, now that I am rolling in the dough. And I think we are good to go. Steam tank can be healed. Yeah, you can heal a steam tank. It's weird. It's real weird. Oh, right. There were arguments about regrowth on steam tanks on tabletop. Yeah. You know, you can sort of see it, right? You can cast regrowth on demons and so on, and they'll get healed. No, it's just a natural thing. All right, so we have 1 million melee Norskins. The trick here is to just get them to blob up their infantry and then melt them with our mortars. They don't have any ranged too, so that should make things a lot easier. But this will be a little bit more of a contested battle, so that'll be fun. You don't want to meet elves, I guess, at Enticity. As in, don't go to Bretonnia. Okay. Bubbles Big Blasting, the complete opposite. Bretonnia may not be that bad of an idea because it has territories that are easy to defend. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. It will be easier to defend, but harder because of the new enemies that I meet. Strange situation. So my great swords can hold the flanks decently. I guess this sort of main area, I'm afraid the AI is gonna sweep in and try to capture my capture point again. Always super annoying, but if I put my great swords over here, they'll be able to hold against the majority of the forces. Not to mention I have my mortars here to also provide cover fire. And then I'll have a huge kill area over in the center, so I think we'll be okay. I'll have my knights to actually support my greatswords, and that should be more than enough to win those fights. So here we go, pretty fun deployment. We have all of the towers captured, pretty good. And then the crossbows can deal with the trolls, who are probably one of the more annoying units that we'll be facing off against here. Unless we deal with them early, like so. At Enticity. In forts, I think the meta is to only hold the center island. I wouldn't be surprised. I sort of like having the split strategy, though, just because it's fun. Okay, and then we can leave this area. We've already routed off a good chunk of their forces. And then this Empire captain can just hold them at the gates. Unless you mean this is the center area, in which case I am performing as per the meta. What starting location would be the best for a This is Total War campaign if we ignore the faction? Definitely a corner area is the best. Just because you don't have to worry about getting attacked from multiple angles. But nice. This will be a really good position. Can position my crossbows like so. And then move my infantry back like this. And then even get a little bit of a shenanigans going. So my cannons can just shoot straight down the pipe of all of these guys as they'll be getting caught up by my infantry. And that should get insane amounts of damage. Looks like they're splitting up their forces a little bit, but that's fine. Clan Eshin. Best this is Total War faction. Probably, yeah. That's a really nice starting location. Alright, now first things first, I want to deal with this chariot as soon as he climbs up that hill. If I can focus fire him with my artillery, that would be great. My mortars, in the meantime, can begin firing in onto this blob. No issue at all. And my formation's getting a little bit botched. Let's reform ranks just a tiny bit. Great swords are looking fine. And I think we're about ready to set up these lengthwise shots into all of this infantry. This is going to be fun. There we go. Yeah, that's real good. I should also hotkey these mortars. And then have them, we'll have them shoot at the walls for now. Then I can do some of this action. So good old right down the pipe of all of those marauders. That's real brutal for them. But I really want to deal with this chariot first. Come on. There we go. Yeah, nice. That's doing a lot of damage. That's good. Mortars can fire in over here now. Whoops, wrong route. Sorry for the camera jumping around, but it's for the greater good. It's for the damage. Alright, how are we looking over here? Seems like a few guys are sneaking by. I'll pull the great swords back and park them right there. Oh, whoops. Artillery crew. Calm down there. Pull back. I said pull back. What are you doing? Trying to get themselves killed. So the mortars will be able to hold fine over there. The Lord will be going down in a second. Oh, I lost my own commander. That's a bit unfortunate. But we can make do. I got some great swords. They're doing fine. And I think once I take out this Norscan hero, I'll be feeling a lot more comfortable. This big old infantry blob will die to the mortars super handily. I'm not very worried about that. But losing the cannon was a little bit of a misplay. It's fine though. This is Total War. Beastman, this is Total War. It's basically a normal campaign. Essentially, yeah. Makes sense. Now, how is this going? Seems like they're a little bit timid on the attack, so I can reinforce with my great swords in the middle. How wonderful. I'm sure my mortars, too, right now are racking up the hundreds of kills at this point. This is such a disgusting blob for them. They're nice and dandy. They're very happy about that fight. The one problem, though, is that if I lose too many crossbowmen, the next Bretonnian wave is going to be a bit annoying. But I believe I'll be okay. These guys can halt fire. It's not too much of a blob here anymore. You should have put artillery and crossbows all the way up on the point, like on this ledge. Yeah, that probably would have helped them out a bit. Whatever, it's fine. I'm pretty confident about being able to take this fight. Alright, now, wow, those ice trolls, look at them. They actually held out quite well. Are they getting buffs from something? That's surprising. I didn't expect them to hold out so well. Meanwhile, though, these marauders are getting ground up. Grouping up a little bit too hard. But the trolls did manage to win the fight against my greatswords. I'm actually really surprised about that. That's impressive. No, this might get a little bit more dicey than I would have initially thought. I think we'll still be able to win it, though. A couple guys over here on the flanks. Not too much of a problem, but I need to get my knights to run down these trolls before they cause more issues. Yeah, line of sight with the cannon is definitely a bit iffy, yeah. Alright, but the mortars, as long as they have ammunition, will be fine. Crossbowmen, too, they probably want to be the ones shooting at the trolls. I'll bring them over. And let's see if a big charge with my knights manages to deal with these guys. Okay, my cannon crew's looking safe. My artillery is doing all right. Most of the marauders are gone. Actually, a lot of them are shattered at this point. That's quite nice. And I think I finally managed to kill off these trolls. Thank goodness for that. The flank is still taking a while to actually get there, so I think we're okay. Let's go ahead and pull away so that I can save at least a few units of knights. And then the mortars are just going to continuously fire in onto the blob. Crossbowmen look like they're doing good too. Are we going to lose this settlement? Has overconfidence ruined me? Probably not. She's saying, you think I'm going to lose the gate? I think we're good. As long as I have ammunition on my mortars, I have no fear in the world. There's a few units of infantry over there. Thankfully, I have my crossbows at the ready. How are the Norskins doing? Decently. And my great swords are holding out okay. I can't believe I lost a unit of great swords to basic trolls though. That's very unfortunate for them. We still have our crossbows though. Down to the wire on this one, maybe a little bit. Maybe just a tiny little bit, but our artillery, we still have ammunition, surprisingly enough. And these marauder spearmen are unshielded. That's definitely a big boon for me. These crossbowmen can reposition into to a better place, and thankfully there's no more enemy lords. That would have actually been a bit of a problem if they had more single entities, but they don't, so I'm fine. This is a bit of an awkward position, but trust me, it will definitely work. They can shoot from the low ground onto the high ground, and actually that's pretty exciting. It's a sign of things to come for Warhammer 3. I can't wait till all siege battles are like this. It's gonna be great. Alright, so let's go ahead and group up this last section of marauders. They'll be pretty easy to handle. Crossbowmen will go over here. How embarrassing would it be if I just lost the capture point to the Norskins? That would be bad. Alright, nice. And then a couple more volleys from the artillery, and then we're good. How's my cavalry doing? Decently. We'll have the crossbows shooting at these marauders. If they try to chase my range units, I can hit them with the cavalry, so no problem. Alright, maybe it's a little bit more down to the wire than I would have thought. Maybe. Oh my gosh, there's even more of them coming on in. Come on, not like this. Not like this. We're running out of ammunition on our artillery pieces too. Alright, alright. Let's get the crossbows in here. So let's get the cavalry. They're gonna move in and charge these guys in the back. Crossbowmen are firing away. They have the capture point, but I still have a couple units of artillery. Oh my gosh, what? Are they actually gonna capture this? Come on, not like this. We still have ammunition on our crossbows. It was the darn trolls. It was the darn trolls. I blame them for everything. Alright, so we have a pretty nice blob here. I'll get my artillery crew to fire on that. And then we're just gonna start cycle charging with our knights. Hey, maiden, happy to have you here. Saying, uh-oh, yep. The no ammo. You know, I always said that I was feeling okay as long as I had ammunition on our mortars. And then we ran out of ammunition on our mortars. You know, sometimes you learn that you're just wrong. Is there a cavalry limit in multiplayer? There isn't. So you can actually spam out as much cavalry as you wish. Oh my gosh. What a tragedy. Overconfidence. You know what? Maybe I should have just held this middle area. Ah, whatever. Whatever. I didn't need the fort anyways. Alright. Turn on the lights. Gotta get our game face on. We did do a lot of damage, but I got no money off of it. I really thought that the mortars would have done better, but they actually fared quite well, these marauders. I guess they were all gold chevroned, but that is a high-level fort that we just lost. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Those trolls, too. I'm really surprised how well they did. I guess they were gold chevroned. That definitely helps them out a lot. And they raise it. The monsters. They don't need... can't even settle it, so they just burn it to the ground. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's get that, let's get the do nothing on so I can build up some more prestige, so I can get some useless upgrades later. And then how's Nuln looking? Not too useful. Rakarth in the north. I'm thinking I probably do want to get Corona at some point, but I'll wait until they level up once first. You know what? How is this army going to hold? Is this a decent army here? Do I need to support it? Because I really want to head back north and get revenge on the Skaven. Because honestly, the north is a much better place to be right now. You know what? I'm feeling like we have a big enough army to head over there. Let's go ahead and win this battle real quick. In the middle, the enemy will often waste bouncing from ramp to ramp while you shuffle defenses back and forth. I see. Pro strats. Alright, so he's gonna sit there. This army should be able to defend. I know I've said that a bunch of times at this point, but trust me, it can totally defend. And we're gonna go to greener pastures at this point. I want to get me some high tier settlements on top of Altdorf. And that's probably going to be these places. They're not that high tier. Oh my gosh, the vampire counts took out all the high tier settlements. Is there any settlement that is high level? Okay, Salzamund is decent. The Black Pit is also decent. I think I'll go for that. Sort of get this huge, wide open area secured. Let's see, how many guys are we looking at in the Black Pit? 0. That is the easiest tier 5 settlement I've ever seen in my life. This guy's just chilling. He'll be fine. All right. The capture point of the fort. Yeah. Technically, if you just pool in at only the capture point, you only have 2 choke points. So it would be pretty easy to hold. And it's not like there's much else to really defend elsewhere. You prefer the cavalry or the demogryphs? I like demogryphs more. They'll have a little bit more mass, which is all I really want. Give me that money. There we go. A little bit of corruption is actually good for us, because our enemies are going to be taking attrition. So that helps quite a bit. A nice, pretty easy settlement to take. I'll loot and occupy for that sweet, sweet replenishment. And then the Black Pit will be mine. Big question though, do we take Laurelin Forest? Can you even settle this at tier 4? I'm not sure. I might want to deal with the Wood Elves eventually just to get them off the map, but if you can't settle that at tier 4, it makes it much worse, right? Turn 64, yep. Way further than yesterday. At Enticity. Would at this point Castle Drakenhof and Tempelhof not be the most easy to defend? Worst case scenario, you get smacked by the dwarves and it would prove the poll right now. That's true. I do have a pretty strong army and it is tier 5. So like it's a pretty decent place. The dwarves are basically just coming from this way. So there's only 3 lanes of attack. It's very far away, but maybe, yeah. What's my end goal? To win the campaign. But I might want to sort of go for much bigger map dominance, since this is Total War. And simply just chasing campaign objectives is not as exciting. Let's see, where's my hero? He's over here, he's doing okay. We'll just pull him this way. You know what? I think taking Drakenhof is actually pretty good. This army is an absolute beast. But the Black Pit is pretty sick, right? Like, come on. It's the Black Pit at tier 5. There has to be something good in here, right? You can settle the forest, but isn't it uninhabitable? It's only unpleasant. So it's not terrible. The penalties are so steep with uninhabitable that it's not really that worth it. That's true. It's a bit of an investment. I think you know, maybe we will go east after I take the Black Pit first. just so I have another big fort that I can camp out at. Let's do it. And then hopefully I can expand out from Drakenhof. Probably the best thing is to sack the forest, yes, for that crazy money. Alright, now we finally have a spearman stack that I think I can easily defeat. What does she have for spells? Flock of Doom, easy. It's just a dragon that I have to kill, which honestly isn't too much of a problem. I just need to learn from my mistakes and defend the capture point, which in this case is right at the gate, so can't be that difficult, right? But yeah, I think sacking the forest is a good idea. And then working my way towards a bright wizard is the next big thing. Here we go. We got our ranged core. Forming up the back. We got the cavalry, emergency cavalry for when that dragon lands. And then just setting up a huge chunky line of swordsmen. Alright, this is basically all I need to do. Do you think the dwarves have become the usual nightmare blob? I would assume so. Especially with the Empire so distracted. That means the greenskins might have a little bit of a better time. If they are, though, I do finally have steam tanks. So I have steam tanks, I have some artillery. I'm not super worried about them. So I think the dwarves are probably fine. Once I get one of the settlements, it'll be a little bit better. It really depends on how the greenskins are holding up. If the greenskins are having a rough time, then the dwarves are probably going to be a bit annoying. So that's a tanky dragon. Does it have extra missile resist or something? Probably from campaign buffs. But some focus fire will take it out. No problem. This is just a sorcerer, so she should not be too scary of a fighter. Gates are open now, but we're seeing a lot of crossfire. Yeah, I'm interested to see how the dwarves are gonna be. I don't think they'll be too much of an issue. They might be, but let's see. Most of the settlements are at tier 4, so they'll be getting some iron breakers soon. I'll probably have to start recruiting some handgunners if I want to be able to win against them. But a basic handgunner stack should be enough to pretty easily thwart them. And then I'll probably be fine from there. Finally, a siege battle that I'm playing properly, by the way. This is going way better than the other ones. There we go. Just get some more shots in on the sides. You want to shoot at the flanks of the spears to make sure that they don't block your missiles, and then you're good to go. Can't wait to see zombie dragons and Nurgle. Nurgle units barfing on each other in game 3. It will be glorious, for sure. Alright. Can these guys hit army losses? Maybe soon. There's still a ton of these spear guys. Actually, we are sort of running low on ammunition. You know, this battle is closer than I would have thought. Whoop. I keep forgetting, because it is on legendary difficulty, a lot of these units are going to be stronger than I initially suspect. So, like, these guys are probably sitting at a solid, you know, like 60 melee defense or something. They're definitely not your common everyday spears. So I'll have to be a little bit wary, but it looks like army losses is finally on its way. There we go. A little bit sketchy towards the end there, but we got there. Used up most of our ammunition. I will run them down just to make sure that they're not a problem later. Good thing you built those great recruitment buildings in Altdorf. Okay, look. Look, you don't gotta do me dirty like that, okay? I don't need those buildings. We'll pick up new ones when we get Castle Drakenhof. / Templehof. Take your pick. Okay, and this army can start getting some regiments of renown, so he can actually defend Marienburg for the next foreseeable future. So I think he has some bright turns ahead of him. Oh, we even have a Marienburg rebellion. Maybe I can revive them. Alright, to the undead lands. But wait, no, yeah, I want to capture the greenskins first, so we'll do that. Honestly, the greenskins haven't been that much of a problem for me for this entire campaign, but I just really like their settlement. It just looks so juicy. And there aren't too many guys to the north anyway, so I think it should be fairly easy to defend. So let's see. That was a lot of notifications. Black Pit, you are mine. There we go. Occupy. Oh, I guess it is an unpleasant climate, but you know, whatever. What are we looking at here? Oh, artillery. You can finally get great cannons and so on. I like it. All right, we don't need this building. I'm going to replace that with a garrison. And then I also want to get a wizard's conclave that's up there. So I need to get rid of another one of these. Probably this one. And then, finally, we can get some chunky artillery going. What are we looking at here? Maybe one Hellstorm rocket battery for the undead. I don't really need the cannon, let's be honest. And it's sort of expensive, so... I'm thinking I take 2 Hellstorms, and then I already have 2 handgunners, so I'm not really that worried there. Something like this. Then this army is essentially done. It is full Doomstack mode at this point. Yeah, Drakenhof has the gold mines. It's a big plus for sure. Okay, for this guy, I have enough money where I can start spending a little. Ooh, and the Sunmaker? I like it. And he can run some cleanup on all of these guys.
What orders? Awaiting orders.
Oh, Bubba. Removing your own messages. What's going on there? Alright, so this guy can do... Yeah, he can just win a bunch of these battles. Get some money, go back, defend the settlement, and we're good. The cannon in campaign isn't great. Yeah, I think it's a good thing that we're subbing it out. And we finally have Franz again. He's back. He's back in business. Clean up these... Oh, he actually got a few extra units. Should be an easy fight, though. And this looks good. Full Doom stack with a single loose tier 0 archer. Yes, and a couple spears. Maybe it's not a full Doom stack, but I don't think I need to get any more overkill with it. Franz is back. It only took him the entire campaign. Alright. Let's get these ranged units lined up. Spread them out just a little bit. Get my melee front line a-going. Very nice. Some huntsmen. Very nice. So the biggest threat here, probably the manticores. But if I can focus fire them down, that'll be good. The Lord is not really an issue. Some harpies. Oh yeah, there's an explosive squig that I have to worry about. Oh, can I get it to pop? Right on the dogs. Come on. Come on. There you go. Oh, it didn't even blow up. It's... Oh my gosh. And I thought it was more like an like a bloated corpse. Turns out it's just it's actually a good unit. Or a better designed unit. Who would have guessed? Alright, that's fine. I will want to make sure that my Sunmaker doesn't get destroyed here though. So let's go ahead and defend that. As for Franz, he's doing alright. Here we go, we'll have to focus fire these dogs. These harpies are actually going to be a little bit annoying. But as long as my infantry holds, I think we're okay. Is this battle gonna go south? I sure hope it doesn't. She's at Sunmaker. The potential for friendly fire is scary on that thing. But, you know, if we kill a few Sons of Sigmar to get a good shot with the Sunmaker, I think it's worth it. Is the video lagging? It's a stream. I've had a couple internet issues as of late. After this stream, I'm going to turn down the bitrate, and then that should help out a little bit. Yeah, I changed a few settings a while ago, and I think that might be tanking my internet just the slightest amount. But usually it fixes itself after a few seconds, so no need to worry too much. Can I get the Sunmaker to fire? There we go. All right, easy fight. Yeah. Don't worry, it's not you, it's me. Words to live by. All right, so I did lose some of my regiments of renown, but that's not too bad. I can always recruit a few more spears. And yeah, the goal is to now start finishing off the vampire counts and to face off against the dwarves. After I get there, I'll probably end off the stream since I think that's a good good landmark to end off on. Yeah, I wish the explosive squigs would have blown up the armies, but sadly they didn't. Alright, so that's a pretty annoying threat out of the way. Marienburg. It's probably gonna head on in and siege and get that siege going. Oh, I can recruit me some ogres though, which is quite fun. And I'll take a couple spears too, why not?
Direct me.
Alright, so this guy's looking good. He'll have to wait 2 turns. And this guy is going to start scouting ahead to make sure that the undead don't ambush me. Whoa. This guy, we are killing that guy as soon as possible. This guy is a pain that I do not want to deal with. He almost ended the campaign a couple turns ago. So let's get ready to deal with him. Meanwhile, Altdorf, it's just a huge attrition fest. So I think that's working in my favor for sure. And finally, the Wizards Conclave. Look at that, 10,000 gold. I can't even afford it. That's embarrassing. Let's see. Yeah, actually can't afford it. That's unfortunate. I guess I don't really need to be rushing it though. Alright, the end turn. Why is Sunmaker so much more effective than a regular Hellstorm rocket battery? It has a different method of attack that just does a lot more damage. Oh, he spread the plague. Oh my gosh, not like this. When is the next stream? The next stream would be on Monday. I am streaming multiplayer. Come tomorrow, actually. But if you're looking for this campaign, you'll have to wait. What do we got? We got some Lewin action. He wants to attack this army. That's a lot of knights. I only have a couple ogres. Can I retreat from this? Am I gonna lose Franz? Hopefully not. Oh my gosh, the greenskins are fighting now. Alright. We'll Sunmaker them. At least I have the garrison to help me out this time. But yeah, next stream is gonna be on good old Monday. The schedule is going to be for the back-to-back weekend. I'll still be streaming a multiplayer tournament. Should be pretty fun. And then hopefully I can get one of those spellbook videos out eventually. Oh, this is really bad positioning. Man, the misplays are high today. You'll watch the multiplayer. I welcome it. Alright. We got greenskins incoming. They're coming after Franz. The reinforcements are moving in as fast as they possibly can. How will the greenskins split up their forces here? I'm going to go for a little bit of a forest encampment. And I also have some knights, so they're going to help me out quite a bit. My ranged units are going to line up here. I have a single mortar that'll fire away at something. And then the Sunmaker can deal with this cavalry force. As long as the greenskins are split up, it should be pretty easy to single them out. So I'm not too worried here. The black orcs are going to be a little bit more scary, but thankfully the garrison comes with handgunners. Alright, and I'll use these guys to try and tank the charge from the cavalry. Sunmaker's going to deal with the black orcs, as they are terrifying. And the Sunmaker has some pretty high damage, so I think it should win that fairly effectively. Looks like these cavalry poor boys in the back need dealing with, so I'll catch them out against the edge of the map. And over yonder, looks like things are going okay. This cavalry, it's mostly the cavalry that I have to deal with first. After that's done, things should get a little bit more calm, as the AI infantry is generally doesn't play as well. There we go, cavalry's getting caught out on both sides of the map now. I can pull my range units and start kiting. More like Fun Maker. The puns are back, I see. Alright, so this is some pretty good shots. Pretty good positioning to shoot onto the sides of the infantry. I'll pull in my knights to swoop around the back to start dealing with those guys. The Sunmaker is going to have to dismount the artillery in just a second to run away from some black orcs. Skirmish mode will make micro easier on that front. Oh, whoops, and I'm getting a few of my guys caught out. The artillery's having a bit of a hard time too. If I lost this battle, that would be sad. That would be sad, but it's not outside of the realms of possibility. These fanatics too are brutal for my infantry, but it looks like this side of the fight is going a bit better. Although the Sunmaker crew did get caught out a bit. Where's Franz? He's over here. We'll buff the attack of those guys. Alright, looks like the mortar is still going fine, but these night goblins are being quite annoying. I'll see if I can pull some infantry to support over there. How's this guy doing? He's doing okay. Oh my gosh, my knights are going to die to night goblins. What a fate to behold. Let's see, in skirmish mode, this is the time you turn skirmish mode off so that you can split into different directions. Okay, so it looks like Franz's contingent is going decently. He'll be able to support the main army in just a second. Or at least the garrison army. These guys are going to have to go on the run. Another fanatic bomb drops, but actually that's in my favor this time, as it mostly hits the black orcs. And we'll have the halberdiers fight the black orcs too. Alright. And then these guys are going to start shooting at some black orcs. Okay, so now the plan is going to be maneuvering to regroup with my army. If I can get that, then we'll be a-okay. Let's go ahead and move some swordsmen over here too, and get my cavalry to finish off the Doom Diver catapults. Alright. I think I can ×4 speed now. Cavalry's doing great. They'll only really be winning these fights if they cycle charge, so I'll have to sort of pay close attention to that. And it looks like the black orcs are now having a bit of a hard time. Turn skirmish mode back on for these guys. And then get some ×2 speed action going. The mortar crew isn't really needed anymore, so I can just pull that back. And Franz is coming in to support. There aren't too many black orcs left. Let's see, how many do you have left? Yeah, just one sort of beat up unit of black orcs. If we can lead them on a goose chase to follow my halberdiers, that would be really good, but it looks like he turned around. That's fine. I still have my cavalry, which is good, and the ogres are actually quite strong against black orcs due to their armor piercing. You hope in Warhammer 3 they'll fix fanatics in siege battles, or are they sort of janky? I haven't played around with fanatics too much in campaign. I did a bit, but I'm not fully aware of the problem with them in siege battles. Generally, I feel like they'd be pretty good in siege battles. Outside of probably them bouncing around off the walls. Alright, nice. I think we've won this battle. At a few losses to our forces, but nevertheless, we still won it. Franz can go in and finish off these heroes here. There we go. And then the black orcs will fall to my range units. Wonderful. All right, there we go. Can I finish off the Lord? Looks like that's a no. Oh boy. Starting to have to fight a lot of battles by these settlements, but at the very least, I think we've stabilized again. We have a settlement. I'll probably play a few more turns and then close off the stream after that. Alright. Man, we took some pretty heavy losses though. That deployment did not do us any favors. But we did get a lot of money, which is what I need. Oh, Laurelin Forest. Looks like they were almost doing something there. Oh my gosh, and the rebellion is now fighting Franz. Oh my gosh, we're gonna lose Marienburg. Oh, not like this. Not like this. Can I win this fight? Oh wait, you know what? Maybe maybe we'll end off the stream here and see if we can win this fight next time on Monday. Rocky saying, I'm surprised you're doing this well without any cheese. We did a little bit of cheese, but no hardcore cheese. Yeah, this is a rough battle. I'm tempted to just auto-resolve it, but is there a chance I can win this? Honestly, I don't think so. Maybe with the Sunmaker. You know what? Yeah, we'll save this battle for Monday. It's been a long stream today. I've streamed back-to-back 3 days in a row, and I'll be streaming for another 2 days after. So I think we'll call it there. So thank you very much, everyone that came in to watch today. We'll pick this up on Monday at the same time as usual. Have a wonderful weekend. Yeah, cliffhanger weekend indeed. Have a wonderful weekend. Special thanks to the wonderful patrons that support the channel. This is the best way to support the channel. Rogelio and McWriterface being the higher patrons. Thank you so much. And if you want to support the multiplayer community, feel free to tune in tomorrow. And there's also a Patreon for that if you guys are interested. Now, before I end it off, because the community has been so wonderful in sending people my way, do you guys know if there's any other streamers that are streaming right now? Is Legend streaming, or maybe what's his face? We'll see. If there's anyone, I'll send you guys over, but if not, we'll simply end it. Let's see here. Like Mercy the Mad, is he streaming? I don't think he is, but you know what? I'll just send you guys a link to his channel then. I think that should do. So if you guys want to see more, if you want to see more Warhammer multiplayer content, you can also check out Mercy the Mad. He's been sending people over for a while now. So yeah, he has a bunch of good videos, tons of challenge streams too, very similar to what I'm doing right now. So definitely someone to check out. And I think that's basically everything I have to say. So peace out and bye-bye.